And we back with another episode of ALANUI MELE, Hawaiʻi Hip-Hop History on PBS Hawaiʻi. I'm your host, Calvin the Catalyst, and on this episode, we talk with IA, the Kamaʻāina Classic. This rapper turned actor, now entrepreneur, breaks down how living in Florida and San Diego, and eventually making his way back home to Hawaii, where he created a brand new island hip-hop sound. Now let's get into this episode. This is IA, the Kamaʻāina Classic. How you doing, IA?
Man, like I told you earlier, man, I'm so excited to be here and just share my part of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a long road, and man.
But it's funny. It's a long road for you because you've been putting in all these years, decades. But it's like feels like your road is still being built. Like you're still building roads and side streets and neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
reaching out to all these younger rappers and MCs and mainland cats. I mean, you're one of the few guys I could say that has weathered the storm of music trends.
I like to say we figured out a way to keep,
right.
still be current and still be here. But I mean, just grateful and thank God that I'm able to do that.
Yeah, man, definitely, it's a blessing. But everybody knows, boom, grew up in Hawaii, grew up in San Diego, been around, came back in 2003.
Yep.
And were you rapping back in 2003?
Yep. So I started rapping back in high school.
Okay.
Well, actually, so when my parents got divorced in 96, we moved to, my mom and dad needed a break. My dad moved back home to Hawaii. My mom moved us out to Florida.
Right.
And in Florida is really where like I tapped into like hip hop.
Oh, Florida.
Florida, yeah. So I lived in Tampa from 97 to 99.
Wow.
And I think that's a big part of my story.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, Fiji just passed away.
Right.
And he talked about like I saw an interview where he talked about where his music love or like depth came from, and it was like coming from a broken home.
Right.
And I feel like, during that time when my parents split up and we moved out to Florida, like it was just my grandpa out there, my mom's dad, and my auntie. But through like friends and the kids I met out there, like imagine this Hawaiian kid moving to the South, you know what I mean? The dirty South during that time.
Yeah.
This was like peak Cash Money.
Yeah.
No, not Cash. It wasn't even Cash Money. It was No Limit.
No Limit.
No Limit. Rap-A-Lot Records. I got to witness like the indie hustle of Southern hip hop.
Wow.
There was a guy in Tampa named Crazy, and he had songs on the radio. And like, I went to a very cultured middle school.
Right.
It was blacks, whites, Cubans, Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no Asian, no Pacific Islanders.
So what did they consider you then?
A coconut. They didn't know anything. There was no.
Even though you were brown, they just were like.
Yeah, they didn't know what to call me because I came from. I was living in Cali with my dad when he was boxing, and then I came from Cali where my style was Air Jordans with Alien Workshop.
Right.
I skated, played basketball, listened to Tupac and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, that's California. I mean? Yeah.
So they didn't know what to like categorize as me as,
And so what were they? Okay, I mean, you always been a sneakerhead.
Yes.
So what, were they rocking kicks back in Florida? That you know of?
It was different. Like they were rocking kicks, but it was like from what I remember, it was a lot of the style was like all over the place. It was a lot of cross trainers. I noticed like Air Maxes. Air Max 97 was big.
Wow.
Everybody was rocking Allen Iverson's. The Questions.
Yeah.
He was big. Of course, Concord 11s.
Yeah.
So it was mixed over there. I noticed it. I remember that's actually where I found out, or I was introduced to K-Swiss.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of K-Swiss. So yeah. But no, so like going back to like that whole Fiji conversation and him saying like because of he came from a broken family, like he leaned on music a lot.
Right.
I feel like during that time when I was in Florida, my mom was working, my sister was in school, she went to after school programs, and like that's where I really took a deep dive into like hip hop.
Did you find hip hop as an outlet to express those things that you felt through a separation? Or you already tapped into hip hop and writing and rhyming?
Well, I tapped into hip hop. Before that, I tapped into hip hop. This is funny because this actually takes me back into one of your guests, former guests. I tapped into hip hop before that because my uncle, my mom's brother, younger brother, he was a rapper.
Okay.
So when music transition from tapes to CDs,
Right.
he gave me all his old tapes.
Oh, what kind of tapes? What kind of
So I know for sure one of them was Bigger and Deffer,
Oh,
LL
nice.
Cool J, Fat Boys. The other ones, I think it was another LL Cool J. I don't know if it was, I think it was Mama Said Knock You Out.
Right.
I think it was Eric B and Rakim. But I would take those tapes and I had a play school karaoke machine.
Oh, nice.
And I would just recite.
Oh.
And this is like, you know,
Elementary?
late elementary,
elementary, yeah.
elementary. And I got into like collecting tape singles,
Nice.
you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's like where my love started.
Oh, crazy. And your uncle? What's the name of your uncle?
My uncle Costa now, he's a entrepreneur and
Right.
a pastor now. But he
Also
actually
basketball coach?
basketball coach for
For
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha girls.
D1 champions last year.
Yep.
But also he was a rapper, and guess who they recorded their demo with?
Who's that?
They recorded their demo with Radical Rob Anakea.
Oh, that's crazy. How did they know Rob?
I mean, Rob was the guy
That's
back
true,
in the day.
that's
And
true,
Rob
that's
lived
true,
in
yeah.
Honokahale.
Oh, okay.
You
there
mentioned
go.
here on your show.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he mentioned that and he was talking about how rappers would come into his
Right,
house in
right.
Honokahale. My uncle them are from Nanakuli,
Oh, okay. that
and they
makes
recorded their
sense.
demo with Radical Rob Anakea.
And I figured back then too, not too many people had home studios, not too many people was
Nah.
recording. So once the word got out,
And my uncle told me they recorded on a DAT machine.
woo,
Yeah, right on tapes.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If you record right now on a DAT machine, that thing's gonna sound really good.
Yep.
That
Oh,
machine,
warm.
anything
Yeah.
analog,
Yeah.
real to real sounds beautiful. But anyway, so he just somehow found Radical Rob, and
They
then
found Radical.
who's the crew? Was he solo or he had a
They
crew?
had a crew. Their crew, I think they're Christian based.
Okay.
Their name was Taste Buds of Truth.
Nice.
But the cool thing was they got an opportunity to audition for House Party 4.
Was that through Rob? Hooked that up?
I'm not too sure. That's something I would have to go
House
the
Party
deeper.
4.
Yeah, I think that's when they're in college.
Oh, okay.
So he came to LA when we were living in California at the
Right.
time, and like I was so like hyped for him. Like,
Yeah.
oh, House Party 4. Of course, we know Kid
Yeah,
and Play.
yeah.
You know the iconic dance.
Wait,
you know what I
House
mean?
Party 4, did that have Immature in that? Was it the one with the
Yes.
Immature in there?
No. I think this is before that.
Before that, okay.
Could've
There's so
been.
many house parties.
I just know it was one when they're in college.
Right. Okay.
And it was still Kid and Play.
And they had an opportunity to be on the soundtrack or be in the movie.
be in the movie.
Oh.
And I mean, quite possibly the soundtrack.
Right.
know.
And then what happened with that?
So I guess they made it to the final couple
Oh,
groups,
okay,
but they
okay.
didn't get in.
Mm.
Honestly, I think to me, during that time, people didn't know there's a Pacific Islander group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My uncle, who is Hawaiian,
Right.
there was a couple other guys. There was only, at that time, one black guy in the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if they just didn't know how to mix them in with
Right,
that, or
right,
if they just
right,
didn't. I'm not really too sure, but
Yeah.
the experience got me hype.
But you know what's crazy about that story is that's like an ongoing theme with a lot of the OGs that I've been interviewing, especially the Black Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Lionel, shout out to him.
shout
A lot,
to
and then
Lionel.
even Tease, they have stories of like the almost there.
Yep.
You ever notice that? Like
Yep.
we went all this far, and then we were right there at the doorstep,
Yep.
and then something happened.
Yep.
So it's like almost like Hawaii. It's not an ongoing theme, and I'm sure it happens with every hip hop.
Oh
scene.
yeah.
But like it's crazy that in Hawaii, like people think like Hawaii doesn't have hip hop or Hawaii doesn't have R&B or urban anything, to that extent. But no, we've always been knocking on the door.
Oh, if you think that's crazy, wait till we dive down deeper into my story. There's a lot of almost.
I bet.
But that was when the hip hop thing started
right,
for me.
right.
I mean, like I said, I think hip hop became like the best friend I needed during that time
In Florida.
in Florida. Down the street from my house was this place called Vinyl Fever, and it was almost like a Jellies.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't like a warehouse. Like they had a warehouse across the street,
Right,
but
right.
I really found a home there at Vinyl Fever, South
that's
Del
nice.
Mabry, across from Plant High School. I remember riding my bike,
Yeah.
and going there, and Cav, I would sit there for hours. I mean, the guys knew me over there,
Right.
and I think they knew, okay, this kid, this is like his safe place.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I remember like sitting there. That's where I really got into like looking at the books,
Like the liner notes.
the liner
and-
notes. I want like who produced what. Then I got into like reading about samples,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
started diving into like Source
Right.
magazines.
And you weren't
and,
even, were you rhyming back then or just you're just a student right now?
I was just a student,
just
like,
soaking it all in.
and during that time, I think that was like, they say like hip hop's second golden era. I think that was like when like the DMX and the Jay-Z and the Nas.
So like 90s, so like
Late 90s,
late
late
90s,
90s.
yeah, mid to late 90s.
And because I was in the South, like a lot of
Right.
the South music, like I mean, of course, everybody loved like Ice Cube,
Right,
Tupac,
right.
but when it came to like South music, like that's one thing I think I have an edge here is I got to see culture connect with the music and
Right.
hip hop.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to see West Coast and how they connect to Snoop,
Yeah,
Dre.
yeah, yeah.
Like I lived that.
Right.
Then I got to go to the South and I actually got to see like the Rap a Lot, the
Right.
the Cash, No Limit,
Right.
connect. The South people really like
Stood on it.
stood on it, like it was in their heart. And
Right,
they
right,
sang
right,
it.
right,
Like
right.
when Master P had Make 'Em Say, like the people of the South were like, the way he spoke and the way he did things. Like I even witnessed a No Limit promo vehicle come down to my end of Tampa.
Right.
And I got to witness like them connect with the people.
Right. Come out, sell tapes, like
Yeah.
CDs, and
Give
like
us-
just be there.
I was a kid. They gave me a No Limit sticker, No Limit shirt, No Limit hat. You know what I mean? So I got to feel it.
Right, right,
And
right.
I got to feel the people of these communities, southern communities, like really like
support.
and like be. It's almost like you know, going back to Fiji and Hawaii.
Right,
when people
right.
sing Fiji's music. You know, it's like when people sang like heard rappers from the South, like they were like, that's our guy.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to experience that.
Do you feel okay? So, do you feel? Have you ever felt that type of love or that type of support in Hawaii?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's definitely some big moments.
right.
There's moments.
You think it's just you, or you think?
No, there's definitely other people.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you want to dive into that now, but there's.
Nah, I'm just trying
Yeah,
to like, because
in a nutshell, there was moments where I've seen that happen to Chris Styles.
right.
I've seen that happen with the Gritty Fitty guys.
Yeah.
One, you know, with their neighborhood. Slow Mo.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Ooze,
yeah.
You know, the guys from like KPT, Parkside.
Parkside, yeah.
Those guys. So I've got to witness like
right.
really. Come on, Sudden Rush.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
they've headlined Birthday Bash at one
yeah.
point.
That's crazy.
You know, and they still do like, you know, I think that the Hilo block party. And
Yeah.
you see people and generations,
Right, right.
you know, sing their music.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've had big moments like that.
Right. So then you were there for 2 years in Florida,
Moved back,
and then moved back to San Diego.
San Diego 2000,
And then how long were you in San Diego for?
till I graduated 2003.
Oh, okay. So you went to high school.
Yeah, high school there.
Okay.
That's pretty much where I started. Like actually, well, like when I was in Florida, I had a relative that lived there. My cousin Chris,
Right.
and we started messing around with like I had a boombox, and you know how they have the headphone jack, but then
Yeah.
there's also a mic jack.
Right.
So we took our headphones and
Right.
we were playing around and then we pretend like we're DJs.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
play
yeah.
the next song. Like, you know, yo, this
Yep,
is
yep.
so and so. You're listening to, you know,
Right.
DMX Rough Riders
Right,
anthem.
right.
So we make our own like
Yeah, yeah.
recording tapes. So
Well,
that's
good.
kind of we would make like little joking around
Right, right.
freestyles. But it's really in high school when I went back to San Diego
Okay.
is where like I actually started, you know, doing things like.
Right.
Well, at first I wanted to like, because I was, you know, I was just into hip hop in general.
Right, right.
I tried to b-boy.
Yeah.
I tried to do like, you know,
Hey, we all
write.
did.
I tried to write.
Yeah, yeah.
The writing thing was funny because there was guys that were so dope. I
Oh,
was like,
San
okay.
Diego's dope, dude.
I was like, okay, there's no way I can do this.
yeah.
And then I tried DJing.
Right.
DJing was cool. I liked it a lot. But I'm not really like a monotonous guy. Like I won't sit there and like, you know, I see
Right,
that
yeah.
a lot of guys try to juggle and like do things, and you know, I had my fair share of moments with that. But
Right, right.
I think it was when I got behind the mic or like I
Mm.
did stuff like we started freestyle battling at
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
Is where I saw like people's reaction to like when I said something, like, you know, like I remember like one of my first lines that really got people going was like, even if you had platinum teeth, you still be talking cheap. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like to see people go crazy.
Right,
like,
right.
I think it was the fact that, you know, you see this Hawaiian kid.
Yeah.
And I used to wear my kukui nuts to school too.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know, and like to see people's reaction, I
Right.
got that feeling of like, you know, moving the crowd, controlling the crowd.
Yeah.
Is when I really was like, oh, I
This
think
is
I like this.
That's, you know, in hip hop in general, I feel like when you indulge yourself in the different elements, which I think is not so much with this generation, but back in the day, 80s, 90s, even 2000s, and you figure your way out, and you're like, oh, you know, you really gravitate towards a certain
Yep.
element. Some guys are talented, can do
Yep.
everything,
Yep.
right? But I mean, once you find that one element, you're like, yeah, this is
Yep.
for me. It's almost like a calling,
Yep.
almost.
That was a calling, man. MC was a calling.
Right. So you just started like, you know, battling, freestyling
Down
in
in-
school.
And we had a crew. So and then I got one of my boys found Fruity Loops.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had my what's a Dell computer at home. Started messing around with Fruity Loops. I got really into like the Neptunes. And like that sound, because Fruity Loops had that electric sound. I was like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had made some super corny beats, but I had a friend, Delon Murphy, who actually figured out how to sample and do stuff. And he made some dope beats. And we started like recording on just a computer mic. On I don't know, I forgot what Windows program.
Like Acid.
Yeah, something Vegas. Like that. Yeah, something like Acid. And then
all those.
So no. First, before that, one of my friends, his name was Pooby. He came from Chicago.
Right.
And he was going to our school in San Diego. And he had this tape recorder. And he would walk around with it at school. And he would like, you know, he was very much Chicago as can be. You know what I mean? And he would record himself freestyling. So I said, bring it over to the house. So he brought it to the house, and we started recording freestyles with his tape recorder over my speakers. We just play a beat. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's crazy.
Because back then they had like CD singles that would have the beat on it.
Yeah.
And you know, we burning CDs, and we couldn't like do. I think we were just getting into like Napster, LimeWire, where we could find instrumentals.
Yeah.
And man, we must have Wu-Tang Triumph. Simon Says, that was like our go-to, you know what I mean? We just like rap it on this little tape recorder. And we just like to listen to it back.
Right.
And then that's when we were like, oh, we can do this on the computer.
Yeah.
And then we're doing that every day. Like you know, like Kanye says, I was doing 10 beats a day for 3 summers.
Do you just have a crew out there, or just a bunch of friends?
Yeah, my boys. So first we were called The Others, because the movie The Others, but we changed it from an S to a Z.
Oh, nice. Yep.
And then we I don't know who came up with this, but then we changed it. Eventually became the Lyrical Armada.
I love it. It's the best.
But man, my boy Carl is the one who introduced us to Fruity Loops. He was a gamer.
Yeah.
And he was from Jersey, who moved to San Diego.
Wow.
My first Haitian friend, but he was really into computers, so gaming. And so he was our first friend who really scoured the internet for things.
Oh, that's dope.
And he's the reason why I have the name I have today, IA. He's the one who found the Wu name generator.
Oh.
And that's how we kind of got our names.
Right.
I put my name into the Wu generator, and it came out Inebriated Assassin.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I was like, oh, that's fresh.
That's
Inebriated Assassin.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like doing it in a song, it's like, man, I can't say like inebriated doesn't go, it's hard to like put it in rhymes.
Right.
So I switched it to IA.
Oh, so you stuck with it then?
Yeah, IA. So, and just so happens, like later on in life,
right,
you know, my kids, I named them Isaiah and Aaliyah.
Was that any influence off of the Inebriated Assassin or no?
Well, not so much the Inebriated Assassin, but it was just because IA was the letters.
Right.
So I was like, you know, my son, we chose Isaiah.
Right.
And just so happens, I was like, you know, my daughter's name is Aaliyah. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's the name we're sticking to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know, these things can go off my kids.
Right.
But yeah, so we had a crew recording off a stereo mic, you know, and then we got deeper into it, and we needed to up our equipment.
Right.
Because we were only using, and you know, we needed an interface. And the boys got together. We needed a mic.
Right.
And you know, I can say this now because statute of limitations, but you know, sorry, mom and dad. I mean, we may have did things to get money
to get the equipment,
or figure out ways to get the equipment without spending money.
Right.
You know, and you know. Like I said, statute of limitations, but we figured out a way to get an interface, to get a legit mic, and we performed at school.
Oh, dope!
At a, you know.
So were you known in high school as the rap crew?
It eventually became that, like later on, because I was an athlete.
Yeah, you're balling. Yeah.
I was playing basketball. I played soccer. Most of my boys played football.
Right.
Yeah. So. And ended up being the rap crew from Bonita Vista High School in
San
Diego.
So you left San Diego right after graduation, or you stayed there a little
the same
while?
Summer. Yep.
Wow.
Same
and that
summer.
was your plan the whole time?
I wanted to go home.
Right.
You know, when my dad's career took us away from Hawaii, and like we would go back, and that was like the hardest thing, to go to Hawaii in the summers, but then have to go back, leave all the all my mom and dad's side was here in Hawaii.
Right.
That was like the hardest thing to leave. So like my goal was like, I gotta get back to Hawaii. I want to go back to Hawaii. I'll go to UH. I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted to be a sound engineer. I was like musical engineer or something with music, but I want to go to UH.
Right.
But I barely graduated high school.
Right.
You know, I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't like the
best
greatest student.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But I played basketball, I played sports.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, if I would have stayed in soccer, I'm not saying it would have happened, but a lot of my soccer buddies, one of them played for the U.S. Olympic team, I think, or national team, Marvell Wynn.
Right.
Some of my other soccer teammates played D1 soccer. Like, we had a squad.
You're nice with what sport were you the nicest at?
I loved basketball, but I was better in soccer.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And they put me as a defender in soccer.
Right.
You know, and defense doesn't really get glory. You know. What I mean?
Yeah.
But like all my teammates, I see them shining. They're playing pro overseas. They're playing pro for the U.S. team, college. But I love basketball. I love to hoop. Yeah. You know, and one mixtapes. You know, Allen Iverson. You know,
and
like,
hip hop.
Hip hop.
Hip hop was 100% basketball and not soccer. Yeah.
The sneakers. It wasn't like cool to be a soccer player back then. You know? There was no Messi or Neymar.
True. Yeah.
You know, MJ was my guy. KKG. You know, all like the hip hop commercials with basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then I moved to Hawaii and really no plan. I just wanted to come back home.
And so you're going back and forth to Hawaii, San Diego. In that time, were you keeping track of Hawaii hip hop at all, or just doing your thing and living?
I just knew when I came back home, like my cousins and everybody would introduce me to music here. Like that's the thing. That's when the first time I saw like OC16 is like summer of like 2001, 2002.
Right.
I really only knew Sudden Rush.
Okay. And you got back. When did you move back to Hawaii?
2003.
2003.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2003 is really when I moved back home, and like I really just wanted to do.
And were you the Kamaʻāina Classic yet?
No,
just IA.
Just IA. IA off of the strength of the Wu name.
Right. And you knew nobody at that point.
I knew nobody.
No MCs, no producers.
Oh no, I knew Jimbo Apana from Nanakuli, who's an AV guy who Chris Styles was a student.
Right.
And then at the time, my ex-wife, my baby mama, she worked in that class.
Okay.
And she helped produce one of Chris Styles' music videos.
Oh, like the Free Floor stuff or Chris Styles solo
Before
stuff?
That, it was like him and Eugenia. It was like actually a PSA about drugs.
Okay.
But she introduced me to who Chris Styles was. But see, Chris Styles went to school with some of my older cousins or aunties. Right. So they told me about him when I would go back.
Yeah.
And he was like smashing like the brown bags and everything.
Right,
he was a guy, him and his crew in Nanakuli.
Yeah.
So I knew who he was. But then when I came back, my girlfriend at the time, she lived on the same street where I would eventually move in.
Right.
That was a talented street. It was Chris Styles at the end of the cul-de-sac.
Right.
Across the street from him was Papa T from BET.
Oh, crazy.
He still lives there, Papa T.
What?
So that was like my first introduction, really. My first introduction was Chris Styles.
Right.
You know, on a personal level.
Yeah.
So I got to meet him and like.
And how was that first meeting? Did he take you? Did he like? Was he welcoming or was he like?
No, because we knew each other through Jimbo.
Okay.
And we knew of each other. I think he maybe knew of me. Of course, everybody knows because of my dad a lot of times. But man, you know, I'm forever grateful to Chris Styles, guys like him and Mox.
Yeah.
Chris Styles welcomed me open arms, man.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if it was a Nanakuli thing
or
maybe just a connection through Nanakuli.
Yeah.
But I think he was like really my first like solid cosign to Hawaii. Like, you know, he didn't even hear me rap yet, and he was like, you know, this is, you know, IA or Jordan, like time Jordan or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, shout out to Chris Styles,
Shout out to
man.
Chris Styles.
I love you, brother.
Yeah.
You know, I always have his back. You know, he really introduced me to like stepping into the game.
And then who did you link up for your first album, production wise? How'd you get?
So this is how what happened when I came to Hawaii. I was really studying. I was watching Chris Styles. The whole Tiki thing started popping off. He had his first album, Free Flowers.
Okay.
So I would go to Waikiki because I heard that's where like guys would freestyle.
Right.
So I ended up in front of International Marketplace a couple of times, and I met this guy named Noxious.
Okay.
You remember Noxious?
I kind of do. I do.
He had this song on the radio.
Name.
I was, Cav, I was really studying. I was listening to every hip hop station. I was learning the names of every DJ, and this is just because of my experience in Florida and San Diego.
Right.
Like going back to San Diego, my one of my best friends in high school, his uncle owned a record label, and the record label had Mitchie Slick.
Oh, nice.
Mitchie Slick was with Exhibit, Strong Arm Steady.
Yeah.
So I got to witness that in the Empire too, and how that happened.
Right.
You know,
what record label was? Do you remember what record label that
Presidential.
was? Oh wow.
Presidential. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah. So fast forward back to that, I was studying, looking at everybody's like, who DJ this, DJ that.
Yeah.
And then they had this thing called 9 o'clock knockout.
Okay.
I think it was on 93.9. It was like Hot 939 at the time.
Right.
And this dude won like a whole week. and like I don't know what his song was, but I met him in Waikiki, and he gave me a CD. I showed him love, and like I was freestyling with him, and that's where I met this gentleman named Big Mox.
Oh, that's great.
And Big Mox, no, a guy would be out there playing a drum,
Right,
just like a kick, a kick and a snare and like a cymbal,
right?
And we just freestyles, and like
so Mox was winning these battles on the radio.
Well, it wasn't so much a battle; it was more
Just
like freestyling.
Okay.
And like I just remember like seeing Big Mox, like Big Mox had like this like to me it was like Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
Mox was
like,
killing it.
He had this aura. Like when he showed up, like everybody was like, oh, "Yo, who is this guy?" Because like, and then he started rapping, and you know, granted he's Samoan, and like just to see another Polynesian just killing it, just so sharp, and like the way he was doing it, and you know what? Then you know what he starts doing? Like other guys as rapping. This guy starts singing. I'm like, oh damn, he sings and he raps. And I was blown away. You know what I mean? Then I ended up talking story with him, and I told him my San Diego roots, and he has San Diego roots too. So we kind of connected. Yeah. I'm not sure if he knew who I was at that point, but just to kind of like talk story. And then I saw him go on American Idol. You know, I was like, oh, I know that guy. And that was the time, him, Camille Velasco, Jasmine Trias. Yeah. But yeah, so like during that time, I really like just studied the scene, and I told my dad this is what I want to do. And right out the gate, my dad takes me to meet Fiji.
Oh, out the gate?
Yeah, right out the gate. So we have lunch at Sam Choi's on Nimitz.
What the
Pull
heck?
up to lunch, and I know who Fiji is.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So Fiji's there, and his partner Giz, who owns South Pack Entertainment. I don't know if you know Giz.
No,
Giz
I don't
is.
know. Yeah.
So
you go there.
I go there, have lunch.
Fiji.
I'm sitting down at the table. Fiji is larger than life to me. He's, talking story, they're talking boxing with my dad, and then my dad tells them, like, I'm so green. He tells them, oh, my son wants to be a rapper. And like and like just threw me like out there.
Threw the wolves.
I think my dad, he threw me in the deep end for a reason. Like, this is what you want to do. Let's do it. Let's
swim.
Go. Yeah, swim.
Yeah.
And they just was talking about like the game, the business to me, and like
nice.
And just put me on game, and then they took me around with them. So here I was cruising with Fiji and Giz, and they took me
like, what, 18, 19?
Yeah, I'm like maybe 17, turning 18. It's like first get here. I was still 17, I think. 18, just turning 18, maybe. And then Fiji, me and my dad go with Fiji to a couple concerts. He takes us to, I think it was Birthday Bash.
Yeah.
We go in the limo. I get to witness like the fanfare and the magnitude of who Fiji is. Right. Pull up in the back in a limo. We're cruising with him, and like the cool thing is that Fiji is introducing my dad, introducing me, but he's saying, oh, he's an MC, he's a rapper. Right. Check him out. Like that cosign really put me in places where I think a lot of people wish they could be, and like I'm grateful for that because him and Giz just have such a powerful brand and who they are, and what they say and move the needle. You know what I mean? So that early cosign and put me in circles that really helped.
Right.
In the beginning. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's crazy.
So that was and then my dad introduced me to I don't know what the lady's name was, but it was this Hawaiian lady who her granddaughter was married to. I was gonna say his name, but I don't want to say his name because it's a bad juju of the past. But this guy who was a producer for Mary J. Blige.
Dang.
And they lived here in Kaneohe.
What?
Yeah. And she introduced me to him, and he had like the whole studio set up and everything, and like he heard just like I showed him some high school stuff.
Right.
And like we began recording music.
Oh, that is insane.
And he had my dad, we came up with, I don't know if it was like a recording deal or what, but my dad had paid him a good amount of money.
Right.
And I don't know what his deal was, or some kind of fallout, and he dipped. All the music I recorded and everything, and like
so he produced everything, recorded you.
Yeah, recorded. So I had a song called "Only Local Girls." Okay. There was he brought in a musician. I still kind of keep in touch with. His name's Kona.
Right.
He's plays a guitar, but recorded a song only local girls.
Right.
And my dad linked me up with Uncle Augie T. And at this time, like I was real green, you know, like and Augie brought me on when he was on Island 9.5, brought me on and played my song.
What?
And I'm just like, you know, tripping out. Like so my first official song on the radio was the song Only Local Girls. It was an ukulele track. I don't know. I was trying to sound. It was kind of like Snoop Dogg's Beautiful. I think we were trying to find a sound.
Right.
Rap, you know, because at that time Derek, what's that called? Augie was at the Island 8.5.
Right.
So they could only really play reggae stuff.
Right.
So this producer that I was with was around the corner from Tiki Entertainment.
Okay.
And his thing was like, yo, we can't be like Tiki. And my dad was like, you make your own brand, let's just figure something out. And like I didn't like it the way he would talk about Tiki Entertainment because like this dude not from here.
Right.
The way he depicted Tiki and like compared it, I just always had like a bad vibe. You know, maybe I should have read that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, we can't
you're
be
so
like,
green, though.
We can't be like Tiki. Tiki, they think they're this and that. But I'm looking at it like, yo, Tiki has like the infrastructure. Everything I've saw like in the South and the West, they're doing here in Hawaii. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like Cristal's my bro. And then like Cristal's even took me there like before to check it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the guy was like telling me, oh, don't sign with them and doing stuff like that. But anyway, he dips out. We fortunately, at least we got to record that one song, or like I had a hold of that song, Only Local Girls. Augie T played it. It was cool. We got to go. He brought me and my dad to the radio station, but it was still kind of like in my dad's shadow type of thing, Like
you're still trying to figure out everything with your sound and where you want to go.
Who I was, because when I was in San Diego, I was more like hip hop bars. You know what I mean? Like when I moved to Hawaii, I understood regional hip hop because my San Diego and Florida. I got to see, if you're from here, you sound like this. This is how you present it.
Yeah.
So when I came to Hawaii, I was like, I want to do that, but for Hawaii in my own way.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that was just like a figuring it out process. But
so that guy bounces, steals, takes whatever's,
takes the money,
and
everything.
You're like just asked out.
Before he bounces though, he introduced me to this guy named Elton Garner.
Okay.
He's in the military.
Right.
He's Charlie Garner from the Raiders.
Okay.
He's his cousin.
Okay.
Okay. So Elton Garner introduces me to Devious.
Oh, nice.
He's his track baby.
Shout out to bro.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Kiss the Shields, man.
Real quick on that guy, bro. When I started Beetroot, the producer battle, Devious, I made a call out. Devious, maybe not the first season of Beetroot, but from then on, like maybe the second season or whatever, Devious would always be there. Always supporting.
Yep.
And what's dope about him is he could play the uk. He could play the ukulele.
Yep.
So he could make beats and he could play ukulele, which is weird because I don't know if he was like Black Hawaiian or what. I don't know what.
Hey, he was straight up Popolo from Chicago.
That's what I mean.
Hardcore, like he's from the cuts.
So I was like, wait, are you like Black Hawaiian? Because you ripping the ukulele and you make dope beats. I'm like, but anyway, I just want to send all the love, shout out to him, his family, live-located to him because he always supported Beetroot and Light Sleepers, and it's great you said his name because he did a lot for Hawaiʻi hip hop.
Oh man, and for my story too, because Elton brought me to Devious, and Devious lived in Kaneohe Marine Base. I was living in Nanakuli.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before that, when I was working with that producer, I would catch bus from Nanakuli to record.
That's
and I was going,
up.
and so I would go to LCC in the morning. I was going to Leeward Community College, catch a bus from there all the way to Kaneohe. This is like 3-4 days a week.
Love it.
Because I wanted it so badly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then when Devious came around, then I started catching the bus to Kaneohe Marine Base. And that's why I gotta give my flowers to Devious because he gave me a place to record for free. He was making beats for free.
Right, yeah.
I think he used the military to fund his music.
Smart.
And, that was the first time I really got to witness like an indie hustle.
Yeah.
And he's very much so Chicago.
Yeah.
He introduced me to like that heart, what I mean? Hip hop heart, like thick skin.
Right.
He put me through the grinder because I was around all military cats.
Right.
And we even made this group called Versa Style.
Nice.
It was a guy from like Atlanta. There was a girl from the Caribbean, a Puerto Rican from New York. So he made a group with all of us mixed in.
Right. He produced it.
and he produced it, and then he flipped Somewhere Over the Rainbow. He made a beat.
Nice.
And it was actually with a song that I had from, there's a second song. It was called Ready to Ride.
Right.
And I had that from the producer. Those 2 songs that I had.
Right.
But I had the session for it.
Oh.
So he took my lyrics, and he flipped this beat with sampling Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And he played the ook and stuff on it. And that was like my first time having a single, like, oh, here we go. This is it. I'm thinking like, you know, I think the chorus is like, it's Hawaii, homeboy, and we ready to ride. And we ride like this, like that. And like and it had Brother Is on it. I knew nothing about like, I knew about like sampling, but I never knew about the business of it. And like how sticky things can get.
Yeah.
You know, I knew there was Brother Is on there. It was a representation of Hawaii. I didn't know, at that time, I knew the aura and the magnitude of Brother Is brand, but like I didn't know sampling it was, might have been maybe, you know, not the greatest choice. But but when we did that, I immediately sent it to, I mailed it in. I mailed in a copy. I walked it in to Hot 939, the beat, and Slick Vic gave me opportunity, and he put me on 9 O'Clock Knockout.
Ooh, shout out Slick.
9 O'Clock Knockout. I know. Shout out to Slick. I know he's been going through some stuff, but you know, he definitely gave me some of my early starts. But so I win one night on 9 O'Clock Knockout. Second night I go against Parkside, and I get smoked.
Crazy.
I get smoked.
Not against Green Trees, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite track.
I don't know. It was funny. Green Trees is my favorite song. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Parkside.
You know what's funny with Parkside is me growing up the way I grew up in hip hop. You know, like boom bap, freestyle, straight abstract. You know, that crazy. You know, and then hearing Parkside, I'm like, damn, dude. Like
the melody and like
it's good.
Yeah.
Good hip hop, dude.
Yeah.
And it felt like it really represented community and where they're from.
Culture too. Like, you felt the Polynesian roots in there too.
Yeah. And like being in Hawaii for so long, I mean, from born and raised in Hawaii, same. And I've seen so many iterations of hip hop and stuff, like Back to Tiki and Parkside.
Yeah.
Like, man, I just thought like, that's Hawaii hip hop. Like, in a different way than what I was doing.
Yep.
Which it should never be one way to do Hawaii hip hop, because we all represent different parts of Hawaii.
Exactly. And it's funny because each community has a different feel and sound.
Yeah.
As far as like the way of living.
And it can all coexist, you know what I mean? But I always thought like, dude, because then there's like some major gangster dudes.
Oh yeah.
In Hawaii, and that represented it without. I mean, they had some dope tracks that was more edgy.
Yeah.
But anyway, you went up against Parkside.
I lost.
You lost.
I lost. And but see that from that track right there is when Devious took me to Panama Hattie's.
Oh, nice.
Panama Hattie's is the Dixie Grill, right above Dixie Grill.
Right,
I think it's Whiskey Dix now. It's a country bar. And introduced me to this guy named Mo Love.
Okay, shout out to Mo Love.
This place is wall-to-wall military.
Yeah.
They have open mic nights.
So this is before you even released your full-length album?
Yeah, this is before. And takes me there, and I perform.
Right.
And I didn't know like the scene. I didn't know you guys yet. I didn't know I wasn't introduced to town yet.
Right.
I really only knew Tiki and and like Chris Styles them.
Yeah.
I knew who Mox was, but that was like the battle scene.
Right.
Like I didn't want to be in the battle scene. Like I wanted to be an artist.
Yeah.
And I knew guys was battling, and I heard of the Omega Sixes. And
what's crazy about Mox real quick is Mox is one of the few Hawaii MCs artists that traversed in between the underground where I lived, and like the main, not mainstream, mainstream, but more, more of the more like
he was
street
a public
level.
He was a public figure. I feel like he's like the KRS One.
Yeah, he definitely, and he could do it well. He was like a chameleon. He could go to like the Panama Hattie's and represent that way, and he could come down to the street level, the level where I'm at, and like literally abstract bar everybody up, and like and everybody accepted him. You know what I mean? Because he always showed love. And he connected everybody. You know what I mean? He always.
I think like I told Mox this too. I think he just held this level of integrity of the hip hop foundation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna let the whack stuff slide through, but he's gonna show love. Yeah. But like if you whack, bro, hey, he'll step it up. You know what I mean? Or you can get the beast, man.
Like he'll body you in a freestyle battle, and then he'll come out and show you love right after.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I killed you, but keep working.
Yep.
I could have sworn I'd seen that happen.
It's like MJ stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like do fade away on you over your head, but
you're like, come back, young man.
Yeah.
It. But anyway, so then
Panama Hattie, wall to wall military people.
Yeah. Tough crowd.
I'm like, whoa, what the heck? I perform my song, Cabot. I don't know if it's because these guys come from all over the nation.
Yeah.
So they come from places where I came from, like, you know, Florida, Cali. And they knew what their local or regional sound like and how you represent it. I was blown away, Cav. I performed, and it was kind of like, everybody's kind of like cruising at first. But then second hook, like, it was like a dream.
Right.
To see, like, white, black, Spanish.
Yeah.
Nobody from Hawaii is in that room except me.
Right.
And maybe, like, my ex-wife at the time.
Right.
And people get up, and they're like,
nice.
Like, rocking with me, like, to this song. Like, and they hear the ukulele here, but the brother is sample. And, like, showing mad love.
Where's that track? You ever put that out? You ever put it out for, like, you know, just throw it out there?
I think it was on, like, a mixtape, maybe. I just, because it has a sample, I think I just try to, like.
Right. You don't want to go against the big machine.
Powers, yeah.
But anyway, so you're rocking out there.
Rocking.
They're showing love.
And then Mo Love has us come back, and I create a steady flow there, and I create relationships with the guys who really hung out there was Rough Rider Hawaii chapter.
Yeah.
And I meet this guy named Dutta.
Okay.
And he's Mystical's cousin.
Oh, wow.
First cousin. So if you go on YouTube and you look at when Mystical came down to perform at Volcanoes, you see Dutta there on the stage hyping him up and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he really took me under his wing and showed me, like, the business, and, like, really started bringing me in Panama Hatties a lot.
Yeah.
I was performing there a lot. It became, like, a mainstay. I started getting close.
What year was this?
It's got to be, like,
2005?
5, yeah. Okay. 2005 maybe. And yeah, man, I mean, so from there, like, that's really where I met Al Vegas. He was another, like, guy. He was on OC16, I think, TRX show.
Yeah.
The Military Connects, Rough Riders Hawaii, which eventually landed me to do E40 Pro Bowl show.
Oh, crazy.
At O Lounge.
Oh, nice.
The first time I ever opened up for it, I'm, like, tripping out, like, whoa.
So no album yet?
No album. Just my song, Ready to Ride, and performing with Devious and the crew. And, like, going around with them. And yeah, that was the first time performing, and Dutta's Connect and Elton Gardner's Connect. And, you know.
Did you get to meet E40?
Didn't get to meet him. Got to stay around there. I think that was such a blur because I was, like, in awe, like, what am I doing here? Because wasn't really any local people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those,
you know,
those Pro Bowl
and it was this is pre Tell Me When to Go. Tell Me When to Go didn't come out yet.
Right.
You
so
know?
you had to have known E40.
Yeah, you'd have to. I mean, and I knew him through just being in Cali.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dusted and Discussed with Tupac was a big thing.
Right.
Sprinkle Me.
Yeah.
You know, so I knew who he was, and that was like my first big show opening.
Wow.
Yep.
Those Pro Bowl shows were actually legit.
Right, Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl always brought down dope shows.
Yeah, shout out to Hot Lava, Darnell Jones. Later on in my career, he really took me under his wing and, like, showed a liking to me and put me on some big Pro Bowl events.
Right.
After party, you got me to all the after parties. I mean, granted too, my dad was around and, like, would go and, like, you know.
Right.
I think this was the first time I met DJ Green Lantern, and that's when he co-signed. What's that dude from Slaps crew? Blaze White.
Oh, Blaze White.
Yeah.
Blaze White's
Blaze
nice.
White. Yeah.
Blaze White's nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you're doing that.
And so I do that.
E40.
I go back to San Diego. My dad's one of his good friends introduces me to Julian Tedelsky and Signature Sound Studios.
Okay.
Julian Tedelsky is a student of Big Bass Brian Grubman.
Nice.
Or no, Bernie Grubman and Big Bass Brian, which is who do mastering for Dr. Dre.
Right. Big Bass.
They put me in this $1 million studio. I record a demo. Now I get to finally record my own stuff because that devious stuff out. A lot of times he put me with, like, the other guys, and I want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And that's really when, like, okay.
Who produced that track? Big Bass.
No, it was Big Bass Brian. So Julian Tedelsky was from Signature Sound Studios,
right?
And he was a student of Bernie Grubman and Big Bass Brian, who had a Bernie Grubman Studios in LA.
Okay.
Those guys mastered all Dr. Dre stuff.
Yeah.
So now, like, I was putting that infrastructure. I was like, hey, this is really what I want to do.
Right.
So I recorded a demo with some of my friends out there, old high school friends.
Yeah.
And I got to record some of my tracks. And that's when I came back home, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I had Ready to Ride was on my MySpace.
Right.
I was, like, moving around. I was more so doing, like, freestyle stuff and, like, going around. And it wasn't until this guy messages me on MySpace, and it was Original.
Oh, nice.
Original reaches out to me.
Shout out to Al.
And he didn't have to. And like I saw what he was doing, and he was doing this like some really professional looking stuff. He had dope graphics and stuff like, who does all your stuff, man? And at first he took me under his wing, and like, we had a lot of conversations. And like I had another KRS-One moment with him too, because he really taught me who was who, what was what, ethics of Hawaiʻi hip hop.
Right.
You know, kind of like.
So Al, break down Al real quick. I know Al. I got to know Al. So I never really got to know where he's from, who's he rolling with at that time.
So he was a Christian rapper. Right. A rapper who's Christian. From Word of Life.
Was he down with Connor Boy's dad?
I think so.
Because they had a
Connor Boy's dad is, what's his name again?
Oh my man, dude, they're pretty huge.
Big Break. It was called Big Break.
Yeah,
from Word of Life.
Yeah.
So I had in that group. I think even one originated from there. Sean J. Jay Wiz. But it was a church.
Yeah, they had a bunch of MCs.
Yeah.
They're nice. They're whack.
Yeah,
they're actually
dope.
good.
Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah.
And then Original went on his own, and he had his own run. He even did like Hot Hawaiian Nights. I'm not too sure, but he really took. I think those conversations and like his teachings was like another KRS-One moment where he taught me like Hawaiʻi hip hop ethics, who is who, how to move, this and that.
This is
politics.
What, 2006?
Yeah, it's like late 2005, early 2006. But I loved his graphics. I was like, who does your graphics?
Right.
And I was like, it's my boy Erwin Barakau, Dr. Wiz. Dr. Wiz.
Yeah. Shout out to Wiz.
And like, you know how you had Prime on here. You know how guys are. They're very like closed off. Yeah. Like the writers and the designers. Right. But he was also like in the business too. So Al showed me to him. I tried to reach out to him on MySpace. He didn't give me the time of day. In the meantime, while that was going on, that's when Papa T lives down the street from me at the time, Nanakuli.
Right.
And they saw I was doing rapping and stuff. And
Papa T rap too, right?
Oh yeah. Like they were like more of a Fushnikins when they first started.
Oh, sick.
And but then they found that JD could also sing. So that's when they reverted to singing, and you know, they turned to more of a Born Jamaicans.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they're hotter than fish grease. They had Trust in Me. Summertime, they're like smashing. Yeah. And they gave a chance to this kid that lived a couple of houses up. Because they gave chances to Chris Styles too. You know, Chris Styles was on their early album. And they said, let's do a song. Yeah. And I had a beat that I made off Fruity Loops.
No way.
And it was that island sound. And we wrote it in their garage. Papa T, me, him, and JD. And we took it. So after I left like Devious, because this was far away. I didn't like going to Kaneohe. I was working at Kolina, and there was a group there called Island Gang. Kanaiva was there. They would eventually go on to sing that super viral YouTube song "What You Fucka."
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they introduced me to Garrett Lee and Dean Wakasuki. They had exclusive music studios in Aiea.
Okay, I heard of that.
It was closer.
Yeah.
8250. That's how I met them. They recorded there.
Oh, nice.
The band.
Yeah.
So I started recording there, and that's where I took Papa T and JD to record the island sound.
Right.
So I had I had a demo with like 5 or 6 songs. Those would eventually go into my first album, but Original pushes this meeting because I have this song with Papa T and JD, and it's like, holy smokes! Everybody around me, like my family's like, oh, this is a hit.
Yeah.
BET is hot, super hot. This is smashing the hook and everything. I send it off back to Julian Tedelsky. Right. He masters it for me, takes it to a level, the sounds, I invest and pay for that. And Original gets me a meeting with Dr. Wiz. And we sit and talk hip hop for 3-4 hours. Nice. And I think Jamba Juice Pro Ridge. Okay. And he just picks my brain. I think it was more like a test. He was testing my hip hop. Yeah. Because he's hip hop. Yeah. Super hip hop. Right. And I found out he was working with Spaz at the time. Right.
You know, his graphics too,
the graphics and everything and marketing.
Because This and That was going on at the same time, right?
Oh yeah, this and That was huge. Yeah. OC16 was huge. Right. That was like the first. That was Everybody was. That was like the thing out here. There's no social media, but and I gave him my demo. I don't know if I was still in the parking lot of Pro Ridge. Right. And like I was getting ready to leave. He calls me like after I give him my CD. He must have popped the CD right there. Right. And he's like, dude, this is a smash hit. I have to introduce you to Spaz. This is it. Yeah, this is your song. Yeah. And boom, like like he wants to work now. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we had the meeting, but now he heard the song, the Island Sound, and he was like, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Everybody, all my family and close friends just tell me that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, and then he tells me, and then you got to meet Spaz.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
you knew of Spaz already.
Oh yeah, of course. You know,
right.
This and that on TV.
Yeah.
And then before I meet Spaz, remember I was really locked into the radio.
Right.
I was trying to figure out how do I get a radio. I was listening to 102.7 The Bomb one morning.
Right.
Sam the Man and Sean Lynch they have Justin Timberlake's new song. I don't know what song. I think it was Sexy Back or something. And Sam said something like, that's the hottest song out right now. I can't name any other song hotter than this. Right. You know, whoever has a song is a song better out right now, call us up, you know, in the morning.
He's saying that about Sexy Back. That's hilarious.
Cavett. I call the radio station.
Right.
And I'm like, I have a better song.
Nice.
And they're like, oh, who's it by? I was like, no, it's my song. And I think they're like, you know, they're kind of like hazing me. Like,
right,
oh, really?
Course.
So what song is it? I was like, I'm a new artist. You know, check, you know, with BET.
Right.
And then now, like, I mentioned BET, like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, bring it to the station. Cavett. The same day, I hop on a bus from Nanakuli, the Sea Country Express. I take it to Ala Moana.
Yeah.
They give me the address. I run across the street. This is when they're like by up, I think Kiamoku.
Right.
I walk to the station. I go up the elevator. You need a fob key to get up.
Yeah.
I wait for somebody to go up. I go in. I walk past the receptionist.
Yeah.
I find the bomb sticker.
Right.
I walk in. I open the door, and like you could tell that like they're like shocked. Like
what?
They're looking at each other like, can we help
you? Yeah.
It's me from the radio. I called in. Remember, it's me. And they're like, oh shoot, okay, let's play it. And I can remember Sam putting it in. I was standing there and like Eminem moment, palms are sweaty, Newsweek, arms are heavy, but puts it into the studio CD player, plays it.
Plays it live or just plays it for them?
No, plays it for them.
Okay.
And they're like this, and they see like Sean Lynch's, and then like it's going, and the chorus comes on. I just remember Sean Lynch going like this to me, looking at Sam, like I see his wheels turning.
Right, yeah.
We're gonna play this.
Nice.
I like this.
Yeah.
And it was like a moment of like prolific moment because the way he did it.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize who Sean Lynch was, but he was an A&R for Jimmy Iovine, and he ended up here in Hawaii. You know, New Shoots.
Yeah.
I Can't Wait.
Yeah.
He was an A&R for that song.
Oh, that's great.
I would find out later, but yeah. And they said, Sean Lynch said, yeah, we'll play it tomorrow morning, and we'll see what people think about it. They played it the next day.
Yeah.
I had everybody I knew call the radio station.
Yeah.
Call the radio station. Just say you like it, love it, you know.
Yeah.
And we blew them up, and Sean Lynch said, I'm gonna put it into regular rotation. I want to see how it does. And the song explodes. They play it like every hour. I think the shock value was that BT was on it. Yeah. And it was like a rap song.
Right.
And they're hot at that time. You know, like really, they were like smoking hot.
Right.
They had like 3 or 4 songs on the radio,
Right.
performing everywhere. And yeah, it blew up. Ooh. From there, Midweek reached out to me because they found out that my dad was who he was.
Right.
I got a Midweek cover story.
Dang.
I was on the cover of the Midweek. During that time too.
No album yet.
Just the single. And during that time too, I want to give a big shout out to Information.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know hip hop fashion in Hawaii yet.
Right.
So I would go to Ward Warehouse and I found Information.
Right.
And I would always go in there and just look around, and I look at all the CDs and mixtapes that Ryan and Todd had.
Right.
And they would always be super cool. So I went in there before this Midweek story. I'm like, hey man, I do music. You know, you guys always see me in here. I'm gonna be on the Midweek. You guys think I can wear, like, what shirt can I wear?
Yeah.
They gave me like 10 shirts.
Nice.
Like right off the back. They even know who I was. I wasn't even like their brand of like, I feel like hip hop.
Right.
But like, they are like the nicest guys, man. I'll never forget, like, Big Mahal. And they still support me to this day.
Yeah.
Todd and Ryan from Information, like, throwing me a bone like that. Like, I thought this is it. I got a song on the radio. I got an endorsement deal with, I'm thinking like, endorsement deal with Information.
That's huge though.
So if you look at my Midweek cover, I'm wearing an Information shirt.
Oh, dang. You gotta post that up, bro.
Yeah. But shout out to Information. And ended up on Midweek. They did a big story. And then BT takes me to Ala Moana, where I performed for the first time with them on a fashion show.
What?
And like, it's cracking. And like, it's my first like moment of like, I guess, stardom.
And this is what, 2000?
This is like 2006. Yep.
Oh, you've been making it happen then.
Yep. I think that was a big moment because like from there, this really shows what the power of radio is here.
Right.
Because Sean Lynch eventually, so what his idea was, he took me, to his office. He's like, look, I'm gonna blow this song up, and I want you to perform at Bomb Birthday 6. But he understood. He's like, look, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna blow you up. You come perform at our. We're gonna make you huge.
Yeah.
You come perform at our birthday bash.
Right.
And that was Brooke Hogan, Frankie J, Baby Bash, Maya.
Ooh.
It's crazy. I thought, it was a huge moment for me.
Right.
Pipeline Cafe was absolutely sold out to the gills.
Yeah.
People taking pictures with me, like, I was rocking my kukui nuts. BT was with me. Hulk Hogan. I'm meeting Hulk Hogan. I'm meeting.
Oh, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I'm meeting Maya, Baby Bash, Frankie J. Like my high school crush Maya's here singing. Like I'm taking pictures with her.
Still looking good.
And oh yeah, she must drink a lot of water, good water.
Yep.
But yeah, so Sean Lynch really showed me the power of radio. I know you guys talk about the story about why this and that, but he showed me that how it could work. He blow up a local song, and like I saw Jay Parks episode, JP.
Yeah.
And I know he dipped into that story, and that really what I think that's, if you were to do it, that's how you do it. You just find a good song that can kind of fits the demographic and just really push it.
So do you think today's radio, they're actually seeking for the next, or they're giving opportunities?
I think
you basically made your opportunity.
Oh yeah.
You saw a window.
Yep.
You caught the Sea Country bus.
Yep.
And you were there. Like, I'm here.
Yep.
Like what? You know what I mean? But nowadays it's like, I feel like maybe the new artists are not willing to do those things.
Oh yeah,
They
definitely.
just expect. You guys should play me on the radio.
I was groomed though. So I was groomed like from the hustle, Chicago hustle of Devious, from my time in Florida and San Diego, seeing like indie hustle.
Right. And plus your dad would working out.
Oh yeah.
Fights for championship fights.
So it was built in me kind of, you know what I mean? I was conditioned. I don't think a lot of these people are conditioned for that,
No.
I was like a hustler in that mode. And Sean Lynch even offered me a job. I ended up becoming a on-air DJ.
Oh, crazy.
At 102.7 The Bomb. So at that point I had three jobs. So I worked at the Marriott, I worked at the security team for Colina.
Wow.
And then my third job was 102.7 The Bomb, late nights and the weekends.
Hey, that's what's up, dude.
Yep.
And you're fully recording.
Yeah, fully recording.
Making music.
Yep.
Wait, so you don't have a full album out yet?
So that's where it came in, going into my album.
So the reason why I keep saying that is because I want people to understand, artists to understand the legwork, the groundwork, the footwork you put in before you even released anything.
Yep.
Like you literally said, I came here, I studied, I learned, I was there, I met, I networked, I traveled, I caught the bus.
Yep.
They said
I wanted it so badly.
You wanted it, and like
I was willing to give up anything.
Exactly.
It's almost like to that point, like you're willing to die for this.
So it's like I want to just show that you did whatever it took, and sacrificed time, money, family to get. Because did you have a kid?
Yep.
Kids back then?
Then I had my son.
So 3 jobs.
Yep.
A son.
That was, and then, really I had the 3 jobs because I had to make sure that my family was good, and then if everybody's set, okay, now I can go do this.
Right.
I can still hustle this.
Yeah.
Because that was like the grind work to get to where I wanted to be.
Right.
And I was sacrificing sleep and driving and you know what I mean, to and from town. But I know I need to get into that circle.
Right.
Like I need to get in the radio to see how this all works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I needed to shake hands with certain people because that Bomb connection connected me to this guy named JT. He was from the Bay. He was on the radio at the time. DJ Cool E, of course JP, J Park, Rick Rock, rest in peace, Real Deal Reed, Brandon Lee, Potato, and like from like those relationships that I had there, like Rick Rock, I was a on-air DJ, but Rick Rock had Foreplay Fridays at Pipeline Cafe.
Yeah.
This place that's when it was absolutely madness, packed every Friday, crazy. But he would put me on the mic. He showed me so much love. He didn't have to.
Right.
He'd put me on the mic as like a show MC and hyping up the crowd. And that's really where I learned like a lot of MC skills just through that too. Those moments as a radio DJ. But meeting guys like Rick Rock, and he would give me other opportunities to perform places. And I mean, one of the fondest memories is being at Foreplay Fridays on the MC, and like Rick Rock said, "Oh, hey, thanks for helping out tonight," and he throws 100 at me, you know, $100 bill in my hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, because you know, they was making crazy money back then. You know what I mean? And I was like on meeting the DJs, and that's really that bomb connection. Really, I use that to open my network up and make really close bonds with a lot of these people. Because like even like with DJ Cool E, he took me under his wing, and I would eventually MC his when he do proms, events, and yeah, he taught me a lot of stuff too.
So what did you think all these guys seen in you that they didn't see in other artists? Because a lot of people was trying to get it at that time.
I think there's a lot of guys doper than me,
right?
But guys weren't working 2 jobs and coming out to town or showing up to everything. I kept showing up, showing up. Like I said, I might not have been the dopest, but I was determined, you know, perseverance. I think they just saw that, like, oh, IA's here again. Oh, it's IA.
Right.
It got to a point so much, like, I was, you know, they trusted that. They trusted my presence.
Right.
I guess that's what I could, you know, say they could rely on me for.
Yeah, rely on you because it's like, IA will be there.
Oh, yeah. I was there. I showed up. Even with my family, you know, like, I if you look back at like some of these old pictures, my son came everywhere with me. He was like, you know, 2-3 years old in places, you know what I mean? Like, because I had to, you know, you know, his mom was like, well, if you're gonna go, you gotta take him. So I was like, shoot, let's do this. You know what I mean?
Let's do this.
I would pack him up, take him to the studio.
So when did you start getting down with Osna? Anytime this time or not yet?
Not yet. So I'm with the bomb. Like even like through the bomb, I meet like Stone Groove.
Right.
I meet Jacob Gabriel.
Okay.
Jacob Gabriel. I don't know if he was mentioned on here yet.
Not yet.
He was the engineer for Dr. Dre. Here at Avex Studios. That's where I meet Drama and Sub-Zero, Ralph Kaniakala, who used to work with them too. Actually, Ralph is the one who took me to my first show outside of Oahu.
What?
Off the strength of the Island Sound. He took me to Kihei. It was me, Blessed Child,
shout out
and
to Bless.
Stone Groove, and we performed at Lulu's at Kihei.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Lulu's got shows.
Oh, super random show. It was my first exposure to Maui.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like during that time too, I started hanging out with Stone Groove a lot, and I met Jacob Gabriel, and he was at this time he was working with Dr. Dre.
Right.
And that's when I got introduced to Justice Moon.
Oh, nice.
And Jacob Gabriel was making beats with Dr. Dre's sound packs.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, I wanted one so bad, but like I had to wait my turn.
Yeah,
and like, They had came out with a compilation called Made in Hawaii. I was really close to like DJ Drama because they had Stone Groove fam. When I would be on my radio show at the Bomb, they came after me.
Right.
So that's really where I met them. I would go on to meet Slap Symphony, all the Gritty Fitty guys. So that's how I built the relationship with them. We didn't like do music together, but like I was close tight with them. And I would show up for their events too. I would always go. And I think it came to a point where they saw me like, oh, that's what's up. Showing support, showing love. And I think that's what how I built my network early was just I would show up to everybody's stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? And I was everywhere. I was doing Hot Import Night car shows.
Right.
Yeah, I was everywhere at that point. But yeah, so Wiz introduced me to Spaz.
Right.
Okay.
Because Wiz was working with Spaz.
Yeah. And
doing the graphics and stuff.
Yeah. So and then Spaz, I meet Spaz and he gives me the whole hip hop conversation like Dr. Wiz. Like, like who is this kid? What are you all about? What do you want to do? Because like Spaz at this point, Spaz is a super busy guy. He got OC16. He's DJing. He's got a heavy play. I think he was acting too at the time.
Right.
He's doing a big events, like big stuff. You know? And he really put it to me like, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think he saw what I was doing, the tenacity, and like I think what helped too was a Dr. Wiz cosign because he knows Dr. Wiz just doesn't work with anybody.
Right.
And then also, of course, the Island Sound.
Right.
You know what I mean? Was blowing up, and he saw me moving around, and so Spaz he signed me to this marketing deal. So it was like, okay, this and that. It wasn't like a record label. But it was more like a marketing.
Cool.
You can be a part of my infrastructure.
Right.
I'll put you on everything I have.
Yeah.
TV, everything.
That's big too back then.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It was a big
Spaz
meeting.
was everything.
And we had a big meeting. It was me, my dad, Spaz, and I think my son was there. My son's mom was there, and yeah, it was like we signed a contract, and that they would do kind of all marketing, and like I think it was more. It was also a brand building, artist, A&R kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Because Spaz definitely he knew how to build brands.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
Wiz knew how to brand.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a perfect storm.
Yeah,
perfect storm. And Spaz is actually the one who really he really like molded me like at that point, because when we did the Bomb Birthday,
right?
He that's the first time I actually like. He said, "Okay, we're gonna rehearse," because he DJ'd for me.
Oh, nice.
And he showed me how to set up a show.
Yeah.
How to like do crowd participation.
That's huge.
Present the show, intro.
Yeah.
How to like he's like, don't perform the whole song. Yeah. Like let's do a version over like a popular beat.
Right. Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He taught me how I should wear my, because I was wearing my Kamaʻāina. It's like, wear that. Make sure you wear that everywhere.
Yeah.
Like slogans. And that's where I came up with the Kamaʻāina Classic.
That you came up with that.
Yeah, I came up with that.
So that was.
It was before. It was during that time. Like Spaz really got my wheels turning in that way. You know what I mean? Showing me how to market, brand, present myself, be professional.
Yeah.
Professionalism was a big thing with him.
Right.
I remember in that meeting, my dad was, because everything we gone through with that first producer.
Right. Yeah.
I just remember my dad telling Spaz, like, we went through a lot. You know, please take care of my son. I trust you.
Right.
I think that I trust you looking at him, because I know Spaz is, you know, the way he received that.
Right.
He took it to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so how long was that contract for?
You know, I think it was only like for like 2 years or a year, but like Spaz rocked with me heavy, like, because he really believed.
Right.
And I think somewhere in there is like, it was if I were like to take off or get signed by something big,
right,
they would get, you know,
right.
This and that would be locked into that deal too.
Yeah,
where Spaz would get. I mean, and to tell you the truth, during that time was all building time, and we weren't really making money off of that.
Yeah.
And I think Spaz, you know, I always be grateful to Spaz, because we weren't like raking in plenty of money, but we were raking in a lot of attention. And I think at that point, people didn't know how valuable the attention was. Yeah. You know what I mean? No. He understood advertising and everything.
You're building, like, you know, social currency. You're building
social currency.
All these things that it's innate, it's intangible, but you need in this industry. Because I mean, can you speak on investing in yourself financially?
Funny thing you bring that up, you know, because now we're at the first album.
Right.
And I need money to do this. And my Julian Tedelsky, he cost money. You know, he was the guy who mastering and mixing. Right. And, you know, I was recording and I needed a budget. So I took a bet on myself. I walked into First Hawaiian Bank and I took out a loan for $10,000.
Ooh, let's go.
You know, I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. Right. And I didn't even think twice. I was like, and I needed this, and this. And like Spaz, they weren't offering, it wasn't a record deal. So he wasn't paying for anything. He was taking care of me through his platform. Yeah. You know, so walked to the First Hawaiian Bank, got my first loan, personal loan for $10,000.
That's crazy.
I used that to pay for my recording, mixing, mastering my first album, and to pay for my first music video for the Island Sound.
Oh, so your first music video was
the Island Sound.
Island Sound.
Yep.
You funded yourself.
Funded myself.
Because if you don't,
nobody will.
Nobody will. Yeah.
Because everything was there. Spaz was like, here's my platform. Right. You got to bring me the you know, the music though. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, shoots. I doubled down on him, and right there we made before the album dropped, we made this thing called because he was doing mixtapes. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Like New York style mixtapes, and I always wanted to do that. Right. So we did this thing called the prequel mixtape. Okay. Dr. Wiz turned me into like a cartoon.
I remember that. Yeah.
And
you think you dropped that off at Prototype?
I dropped off a Prototype.
I remember that.
Know? And so to save it for the album, we didn't put the Island Sound on there. Spaz did a remix to it and put it on there. Okay. And I did a bunch of songs over industry beats. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we dropped that first. Like I think that was like Spaz's first test. Like, let's see how this guy. So I went to 808 Burners, Copy Hut, made my own covers. I scouted, like, this is my $10,000 budget. Right. Now. I burned as many CDs as I could. Our 808 burners like made me a stack. I think it was like 500 maybe.
Right.
500 to 1,000. That was expensive back then.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And then Copy Hut. That's where I met David from Copy Hut.
Yep, shout out Dave.
He did my CD inserts.
Right.
I went to all the Walmarts to get all the jewel cases.
Yeah.
And I just went on a
love it.
I went on a run. Like I took them to prototype.
Yep, I remember
took them to demo. I just wanted to put it where the flyers were.
Yeah.
I passed them out everywhere. And that's like where the buzz started. And I was still like performing at Panama Hattie's at the time.
Right.
And they're still showing love. So when at Panama Hattie's, when the Island Sound came out, it was like that crowd, like they not owned me, but they like they were like, that's our guy.
Nice.
I think there was a place where like the military cats and like the local cat really could meet there.
Right.
And like they're like, when I remember going back and doing the Island Sound over there for the first time.
Yeah.
And them like really showing love, like Dutta from Standalone Entertainment, the Rough Riders Hawaii chapter.
Yeah.
That's where DJ Wizard, I met him there for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And going back to that, like that was cool to see. But so we go on to the first album.
Yeah.
And
so did you recoup that money?
Oh hell no. I don't think so. Well, you know what? So we made the first album.
Yeah.
I think we made like 10,000 copies.
Right.
Spaz hooked me up through Charlene Oshiro. She was with Booklines, I think, before.
Okay.
And then she put it in like Walmart, Kmart, Borders, Best Buy. And I'll never forget, Spaz calls me up. He's like, man, you sold out your first shipment. I was like, what? I was tripping out. And like, I just didn't believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we sold out the first shipment of, I would go out to sell out all my CDs, you know?
So you're still coming off that loan you made.
Yeah.
This is the parlaying from the mixtape and then the album release.
Yep. But I think at that point I was already like in the red or something because I was trying to pay for everything and doing everything.
Yeah.
And and you know, to going back to that radio moment. So I was already on 102.7 The Bomb. I meet Big Koa. He's at Hot 939, and he's like, hey, let me put it on 9 o'clock knockout.
Yeah.
I sweep the whole week. Like I sweep now. This is off the strength. I'm not even like telling everybody.
What track is this?
The Island Sound.
Oh dang!
And so now the
How
Island
long
Sound.
did that Island Sound like? How long?
The Island Sound went. That was like, see.
What's the run on Island Sound?
It was a long run because we did a remix to it. We did a music video.
2 years we're talking about?
At least a year because I performed it. BT was taking me everywhere. I was doing birthday bashes with BT.
Yeah.
We were performing everywhere. You know, I had a crazy run with BT before. Unfortunately, Jay got into the trouble he got into.
Right.
And when he had to go away, I couldn't really do stuff with BT. You know, had a period of sitting. You know, so but yeah, man, the Island Sound had a crazy run. It put me in a lot of places.
Dang, that's awesome.
That was huge. I was on, like I said, put me in like Pro Bowl spaces. It got me to, yeah, man. I mean, the craziest story I think for that one was that's what Dr. Wiz was working with Hot Lava Entertainment.
Right.
Hot Lava brought down the N1 mixtape.
Ooh, okay.
And you know how big a hooper I found him, Hot Sauce.
Yeah.
And Hot Lava asked me to perform halftime.
Oh, nice.
This is at the Blaisdell Arena.
Right, I remember that, yeah.
Blaisdell Arena, at the time, Method Man had a show in Hawaii at Pipeline Cafe. And I didn't make it to the show, but I'm in the back waiting to perform at halftime. And I think it's like first half still. And like I see a commotion in the back, like people, you know, a group of people.
Right.
And it's Method Man. Method Man walks through, and they go and sit him courtside. So holy smokes, Method Man he's here. And then so it's time to perform.
Right.
So I run out with Papa T and JD. We're performing the Island Sound. I'm performing. The crowd is hype. Papa T does one of these like this, like it goes like this.
Yeah.
I look over. Method Man is going like this.
Oh, nice.
And the chorus comes on. I'm like, oh, shout out to Method Man in the house.
Yeah.
I go over, I shake his hand, and we're like rocking. Now we're like this. Oh, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And like, yeah, it was a crazy moment. And Dr. Wiz was filming. He's like, oh, I got the film and stuff like that. After the event, N1, I guess, had a specific rights to any film that was taken there. So Dr. Wiz had to give up his video. The next day, my boy Mark, hits me up. He says, "Yo, that was so dope. What happened with you and Method Man? I got a picture of it." So shout out to my boy Mark.
Oh,
Sends me a picture.
nice.
In the moment, I'm shaking Method Man's hand.
Oh, that's
performing.
nice.
But yeah, that was all off the strength of the Island Sound, man. The Island Sound really took me places in the beginning. Radio, birthday bash. I was played on the. I don't know if there was anybody before me other than like Sudden Rush. I don't even know if Big T's had a song like that where it was in regular rotation.
Yeah.
Like you were hearing like
I can't recall.
You were hearing like the top 40 urban, and then you hear the Island Sound in that.
Well, I don't think there's anybody at the time that really fused hip hop with island music.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean,
because they had like R&B guys.
But BT, I always thought was like, they always definitely represented hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear you're like, yeah, those guys know what's up.
Because they rap too,
They could spit. Like, you know that they could, like Mox. It's like if Mox started a band with two other Moxes or something.
Yep.
It's like, that would be it. Like, they were like Mox before Mox.
Yep.
Technically.
Yep.
So, I mean, I can't really say if anybody else did what you did. Maybe that's what resonated. It represented the streets as well as the streets.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
And I think all those cosigns up to that point, from Fiji and Giz, the BETs, and then the radio guys is really gravitating toward me.
Yeah, just stacking.
Just stacking at the time. And that's when BET introduced me to, because their merch guys was Almighty Clothing, which was Oika.
Yeah.
And they introduced me to Trey and Brandon. And they started doing my shirts. I wish I would have known more about merch at that time. Right. Because they were just printing my shirts for me to wear.
Was that before Limited Edition?
Before Limited Edition.
Oh, so they didn't have the shop yet.
Yeah, so Almighty and Fire was like their brand.
That's right.
And they did a lot of athletes.
Right.
Like Kai Kamaka, a lot of fighters.
Right.
But yeah, so they started doing my shirts. And I started making a close friendship with them.
Right.
And they supported me. Every time I needed shirts, I would go to Foot Locker and get all different color shirts and give it to them. Because I was sneakerhead, so I had different sneakers to match. And I would just bring them the shirts, and they would print my logo with Almighty on the back or Fire.
Right.
And then they kind of like put me a part of the Fire clique because it just kept. I think they saw my loyalty.
Right.
I was only gonna wear their stuff on my shirt. You know what I mean? And that was like just part of the branding that Spaz taught me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish I knew merchandising better back then.
Right.
For how many times people asked me to buy a shirt, I never had shirts. I was like, oh, this is only my shirt.
Right.
But maybe that's what built the hype behind it, the mystique. Like,
yeah.
How do you get an IA shirt? Because then eventually, when I would do like car shows or like performances, I would like get like 4 or 5 extra on the side, and I would throw those out.
Right.
And then I would like see them in random places.
Yeah. Well, that's so. I think the way you're doing it is not the only way or right way, but I think it's a way that works because a lot of times these artists or brands in general, they come out too quick.
Yeah.
They feel like I need to
built
be
over time.
All of this stuff. Built over time. You know what I mean? Now you're coming out, dude. If you just came out with IA logo tees, that would have been cool. But now you're coming out with like full on like hats and like your shirts.
And it's not so much like you're wearing an IA artist tee. It's like the Kamaʻāina Classic is like a like Drake with OVO, Jay-Z with Rockaware.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is part of the studying, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so meeting Trey and Oika, that led me to meeting the ABC Breakers.
Yeah.
And
Trey's OG.
Yep.
In Hawaiʻi Hip-Hop. Kalihi represent.
Yeah, man.
Shout out
to got to meet all like Stylin, Desmond, Asio, Desi Dez, Skillroy.
Yeah.
And that's when Spaz took us to Maui.
Oh, okay.
And we did the Maui Carnival.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it Stomp the Yard competition, and ABC Breakers were in it.
Right.
And I didn't know I was taking off in Maui, and it was really through not only I didn't know if it was the bomb or like
right.
Spaz played the music video on freaking OC16 like every day.
He always plays video on the end of the show every time.
Yeah. And then we did the Stomp the Yard competition, and it was bananas, like crazy. The perception for me, I was like, whoa, what is going on? Like this, I'm starting to this is not only Oahu now, it's Maui.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm doing a Maui show, and like practically the kids in the front are practically ripping my shirt off. You know what I mean? And it was wild.
Nice.
And that's where I got to get close to the ABC Breakers styling, and because we were on a trip together.
Yeah.
And that's where I also met Bubbalicious for the first time.
Oh, nice.
His song is blowing up now. Shout out to Bubbalicious.
Because Suave.
Yeah.
Suave cat.
Yeah. But shout out to Buzz, man.
Yeah, Buzz.
He
makes some dope stuff, dude.
Oh yeah. And he produces too, and I think he worked with like Crazy Bone and stuff like that. Could be a good addition to this show.
He's dope.
But yeah, we were OC16 alumni. You know, like to me, I think OC16 was like the TRL of Hawaii.
Yeah,
at that point, like if you were on there, like you were it for music.
Yeah,
And I was like really the only hip hop guy on there. Because, you know, like, they had, like, other rappers, too. Like, Spaz would feature, like, Chris Styles and stuff. But
yeah.
I think OC16 wasn't ready for something too edgy.
OC16 had definitely a standard of what you could and couldn't play. I've learned that.
I don't think a standard. I think they had a cleanliness to, like, it couldn't be too edgy. Like, sometimes stuff I did would be too edgy.
Right.
What? Shoots.
Yeah.
But yeah, through that, through the hype of the Island Sound, that's where I met Micah Banks and James Coles.
Oh, okay.
So Micah reached out to me. I created a friendship with him. James Coles came out to his show, and that's when he was doing the Sugar, All Asia Rager.
Right.
And then I started performing at those. You know, and you know, that took off. That was crazy, you know. And Micah was into that Power 104.3.
Right.
That's why I entered Power 4.3's awareness.
Okay.
I ended up on mixed shows over there.
Right.
Yeah, the All Asia Ragers. And then that's where I met through Micah Banks.
Right.
And there's another guy named Sean J who was with Big
Oh, yeah.
Break. So I know. So before I met Osna, he had a MySpace and he had the dopest beats on his MySpace.
Right.
Who is this Osna guy? Like, who's the Samoan guy, Osna?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I would message him and never respond. It's like, dang. And then just so happens I mentioned Osna to Micah, and Micah was like, oh, that's my boy.
Yeah.
So they take me to Osna's house.
Okay.
And it's and his dad is of course Stingray Ronquillo. And we go to the back. He has his whole studio set up in the back. And like, to me, like, Osna's like this mysterious figure. He has all like the dopest beats, and like I didn't know at the time. I didn't know who he was, like his story.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he, you know, learned from Slap Symphony how to use free loops and Kaipo Kapua. Like I don't know where he was, like, you know, like. And when I got there and like started playing beats, I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And at that time, I wasn't really making beats at the time. I was like more into like writing, creating the brand, moving around. So I needed beats, and I wanted his beats.
Yeah.
And the first song I worked on with him was for Sean Jay's project, and it's called False Crack. They needed a hook for it, and they played the beat, and that's I've always taken pride in my hooks.
Right.
And I've always taken pride in using some kind of like local lingo and make it into like, you know, like anthems, you know what I mean? And they played the beat and it was like real hard, and I was like, oh, this is not normally like what I rap over, but I like this, you know. And I just remember hearing it, and I was listening to Sean Jay's verse, and I was like, ooh. And it just came to me. I don't know if that's God's gift to me, is to make the hooks. And it was just like, it's like every time I come around, you better duck down. Can you take it? If not, you get shut down. The way you talking to me, boy, you better watch that. Because where I'm from, boy, you get a false crack. You get a false crack. Get a false crack. And that was the first time I really like, because my first album was so like, it was friendly, you know what I mean? It was lighthearted, because you know, I didn't know how to introduce myself coming after the Island Sound. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's why I got that relationship with Osna from right there. And then he gave me a beat CD. And yeah, that's where we started our relationship right there. And he jumped on.
Was he working with Spaz already, or no?
No. So I was the link to him to Spaz.
Okay.
So I met Osna. So like the first album we had dropped already, prequel mixtape.
Right.
I had my first release party at Fashion 45. I was at this point I was doing the car shows, All Asia Ragers with James Coles. James Coles was, shout out to James Coles, because he believed in me. You know, his energy, like hype. He believed in me 1,000%, and he put me on everything. Almost like how Spaz put me on this and that in 16. James Coles put me like on every show. Like he had that same kind of belief like Sean Lynch. Like, okay, if we build this guy up, we can use his brand as our show. Like, you know, and James Coles put me on everything, man. And I'm thankful for that, because he even put me on Paul Wall opening act, and that was like, that was my first solo point where like my name was on the flyer big with Paul Wall. And like it looked, here's Paul Wall, here's IA, you know what I mean? And that was big for me. And DJ Cool E was spinning for me. BT came out, it was at the water park. Rough Riders Hawaii showed up, because I created that relationship with Rough Riders Hawaii. Their whole chapter showed up, and like when I performed, they were like in the front, like I had chicken skin, because that was a moment, because like that was a grind we talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
Building everything up,
Right.
all these relationships, and and DJ Kui was DJing for me, right there because of my relationship with him at the Bomb. You know what I mean?
So do you find that the elder statesmen, the OGs in Hawaii hip hop now, do you see them investing time in this next generation? How the people you mentioned, Sean Lynch,
I think
Spaz,
I think they invest in
James.
what looks or seems like is worth their time. Like I think those guys invested in me because I made it worth their time.
Yeah.
I was gonna do something with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like even Cool E. I don't know. I still never met this guy to this day. DJ Reds.
Okay, I only heard of
He took my song 808 Party for my first album,
Right.
and he sent him the acapella.
Oh,
And this is kind of what kept the
Right.
momentum going. Is DJ Reds made this like Dr. Dre sounding remix,
sick.
and that's the song we used for the video.
Oh, okay.
But then Cool E would play it every day
Right.
on his show, and like, ain't no party like an
Okay,
808, and
party, yeah.
it became like this infectious thing. But the
Yeah.
beat was so smashing,
Right,
though. You know what I
right,
mean? We
yeah.
put it on, my album was out already. It's like, oh, how do we?
Right.
So I started making this mixtape series with Spaz. It's called the Ohana Mixtape.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the first song on there, and with that, I continued that momentum with the prequel mixtape.
Right.
Like I would print, and then this time Sean J had introduced me to somebody, a manufacturer overseas,
Right.
or over in the mainland, and I was now making the mixtapes in the thousands. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
that's cool.
And Osna helped me. I did some of it with exclusive, some
Right.
of it Osna, and I was rhyming over industry beats, but then I had like remixes. That's why I started doing remixes, and yeah, and we printed up all those Ohana mixtapes,
Right.
and we passed them out everywhere. We went to Osna had a Chrysler 300 at the time on 22s.
Is it
would-
the same one in the video? Did you guys use it for a video?
Maybe I'm not. Probably.
I could have sworn I seen it.
He was
in a
delivering. He
video.
was a pizza boy,
Right,
delivery
right.
boy, and he would deliver pizzas with that.
Right.
But anyway, we would use his car, drive up, because I had a Nissan Frontier at the time. Like,
That's
this ain't sexy.
cool.
So me and him would go to a birthday bash. I don't think Major Rager was around at the time. Any major concert, we would pull up because he had his mixtapes too.
Yeah.
So we would go over there, and after the show comes out, you're like, how people bomb flyers?
Yeah.
I would give out CDs, and like just people were like, oh, what is this? How much is this? I was like, oh, it's for you. It's for free. I'm an
love
artist
that
from here.
grind. Love
Some people
it.
knew me, some people didn't, and then they're like, oh, how much is it? Oh, it's for free. Take it. Burn it. Listen to it. Whatever you want to do. If you don't like it, shoot, I don't care. Throw it.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah, take it.
Take it. And like it's funny because like those moments right there, later on down the line, like 10 years from then, people would come up to me like, I remember you gave me your CD. Oh, I love that CD. I played it in my car when CDs was thing, And even like when I went to Maui, I had those stack of CDs. That's why I built a relationship with 808 All Day.
Okay, yeah.
They had their store.
Shout out to Chris, Brandon.
Yeah.
all those
Chris,
cats.
Caden,
Yeah.
Katie. I put my CDs in their stores.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Chris's son, like, that was like their kid's CD, that Ohana mixtape.
Yeah.
And people in Maui, I started, everywhere I went in Maui was passing out a
Yeah,
CD. And that became like, that was when me and Olsen really got close because I think he saw my hustle, he saw my grind, he saw what I was doing, like what Spaz passed to me, and he did what I think he was supposed to do. Take the momentum and build his own momentum. Like Spaz gave me momentum, I built it to my own, and I went.
Yep.
Olsen grabbed my momentum, used it, and built his own lane and went.
100%.
You know what I mean? And it was always...
Was the transference of that juice.
Yeah, the juice. But it's always but I think it's a relationship point too, where like we understood each other. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
You need anything, I got you. You
and
need
it goes
me, I got
further
you.
than money. It goes further than what can you do for me, because you guys are both on that same wavelength of like, we're gonna work together. And then when I hand you the baton, you go run, right? Because you're still in the race. We're all in the, like, Spaz is still in the race. You're in the race. Osna took it and he ran.
But now we're using each other's momentum.
Exactly. You're drafting after each other. You know, he's like, okay, Osna. Then, I mean, Osna, we got him on ALANUI MELE, so we got his story. But I mean, of course,
at that point, it was crazy because Down and Sound came out. The momentum of that, my album, Fashion 45, selling out the first shipment, Ohana mixtape, the clothing. I'm tied to Oaika, Fire Click, 808 Breakers. The Ohana mixtape comes out. Now we're everywhere, and just the music videos playing. The 808 Party music video comes out. And like that was the follow up to the Island Sound. So like that was like the slam dunk.
Yeah.
Like when we came out with that,
It's a hook, man. That's
but the video was shot by Jake Acuna. It was like movie style at the time. It was movie style, you know,
yeah.
like we shot at Kamaʻāina at nighttime, and we had like celebrities in there. It just was like perfect storm, and I was getting played on the radio, and you know now I'm linked up with Olsen, like gave me a new creative space, and you know I was linked up to Michael Banks, James Coles, Big Cole became good friends with Big Cole, so like you know they had like new music nights. They played my stuff, you know, and that momentum we had was just so wild because even with Limited Addiction, they ended up getting this. That went into going into them getting the storefront.
Yeah.
And that went to like the battles.
Yep.
And
so many
that.
MCs, so many artists came through.
Not only MC battles, but b-boy battles, hat battles.
Yeah.
It was just like
Crumping.
This space. Yeah, it was a space for Hawaii hip hop and urban. You know,
definitely.
And
especially in Kalihi.
Before that, we had like Mox had started this thing called Sunday Night Cyphers.
Yeah.
And that for me, I was in the mainstream, but I felt like for me, I had to be there if I wanted to call myself a Hawaii hip hop artist. Yeah. And there was a lot of MCs out there. And when Mox has his time here, I'll let him break that down. But I want to give Mox his flowers real quick because in that space, I felt that a lot of guys around in that space kind of looked at me like, oh, what is this mainstream guy doing?
Yeah.
But to me, I felt like if I want to be hip hop artist, I'm gonna dive in with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys might slaughter me every single time.
Right.
But you know what though? I'm gonna get up. Like everything else, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna freestyle with you guys.
Yeah.
And Mox really, that was the cosign that Mox gave me like to these guys, like, oh, man, you know, let him in. This is our guy too. You know?
Yeah.
And there's a conversation. There's like two real big conversations during that time that I had. One was with Mox, and just a reassurance of just keep doing your thing and you know, and one was with Spookahuna when he was at Tiki, was making releasing my first album, and it was a conversation about being Hawaiian, doing hip hop, and being who you are.
Yeah.
And like F all the haters, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those two conversations really, you know, during that time was very crucial. On top of the support, because to me, those guys, I looked at them as like guys that were real, like about like for the foundation of Hawaii hip hop. To me, you know, aside from like Sudden Rush and those guys, was really like crucial for me to get their approval. You know what I mean? And along the side, like, it helped that Chris Styles too was rocking with me too. But yeah, during that time was like a crazy perfect storm. Kalakalohe Hose was fighting.
Nice.
He was part of. So I was working with his wife over at Kamaʻāina. Okay. That's how I met him.
Right.
And then I got him linked up to Oaika.
Okay.
So they're doing his shirt. So he became part of the Fire Click. And then he turns on. He asked me to do his ring entrance music.
Hey.
So I make his.
What track is that?
It's called Kalakalohe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I ended up making his ring entrance music when he fights Phil Baroni at the Sold Out Blaisdell. Nice. Phil Baroni is this huge former UFC star at the time.
Yep.
They're playing my song as he enters, like it's chicken. I'm like, oh, me and Osa make that.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And they after the fight, after he wins, they just keep playing it over and over and over. And he goes and he fights on it's a Showtime Strike Force or something.
Okay.
And they play my song on Showtime. It's like, whoa, like all this stuff is like happening. It's like
right.
We have big momentum, indie momentum, and I just think this was all pre-social media.
Yeah.
So we captured the attention doing music videos, like media, and we were like, our street team was hard. Like, look at this team now. I had this team with This and That. I had a team with Fire that became Limited Addiction. I had the connection with the radio stations from The Bomb.
Right.
To James Coles and Micah over at Power. Big Koa was at Hot 939. Jimmy Taco eventually, gave me an olive branch and like supported me too on Mind Tactics. And yeah, the momentum was so out. I just didn't know, at the time didn't know how to monetize that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what we didn't know at that time was how valuable it'd be for our future.
Right.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean? But yeah, man, I mean, that eventually led to that momentum. So when I was at the Bomb, unfortunately, when Sean Lynch left, they didn't see that same vision he did about playing local music. So did
he help anybody else?
I believe he played off of Tia Thompson.
Okay.
I think he even did like a gangster move and he played Crystal Shake when Crystal was at Hot 939. He still played it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But he also gave Stone Groove Radio the shot too.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
They got the shot.
Yeah.
And that we'll leave that for drama and sub when they come on here. But yeah, so the bomb connection led me to meet these guys named the SBC DJs.
Okay.
They're from the Bay Area.
Right.
Rick Lee the Dragon, K-Miel, Mike B, John B, TJ Maxx. And so they were big in the Bay.
Right.
So come like 2009, I believe.
Okay.
Keek the Sneak comes out here to Hawaii.
Right.
To perform. I don't know what happened with I don't know what happened with the promoter, but they're caught in a bind. They're stuck in Waikiki.
Right.
Didn't have a place to go. And my friends from the SBC, one of them was a DJ for Keek the Sneak.
Right.
But they didn't bring him down because they didn't want to pay for him.
Right.
So he calls me up. He's like, yo, IA, they left Keek and San Quinn hanging in Waikiki. Can you help us out?
Well, San Quinn was here too.
Yeah, San Quinn. So San Quinn and Keek the Sneak, they're here for a Bay Area Halloween show.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and we all know Ralph Kaniakala was the guy. He was like the who's who in Hawaii. You know, he just knew everybody. You know, he knew how to move around, you know, and he had drove a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Well, yo, Ralph, can you please help out Keek? You know, he take him around, and we met Keek, and Ralph took him around, found him a spot.
Yeah.
And really took care of him and his wife. And yeah, I was talking to DJ Etek, who's with the SBC DJs. He was like, I was like, yo, you think Keek would want to do a collab? He's like, just bring him to the studio. You know, you're taking care of him. Got him in good graces. And I told Spaz and Olsen, I was like, yo, I'm going to bring Keek to the studio. Let's have camera set up for this and that interview.
Yeah.
Have a beat ready. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Before that came down.
Smart.
Me and Olsen listened to some of his Bay Area beats. Like, okay. And I needed something fast. I was like, oh, from the Bay to Hawaii, Hawaii to the Bay.
Right.
Loco, Moco, it's all. Because we're listening to his tracks. Like, what can he sing? Because Olsen had a genius idea. He was like, don't do a verse. We want a hook.
Right.
Because when you listen to a Keek the Sneak song, you're attracted to the hook.
Yeah.
So Olsen had the genius idea of, bro, just make a hook. We want him to come here, get it done, and go. Like, you don't want him to think too much. Make it real comfortable.
Yeah.
So I came up with the Loco Moco hook. And when he came through, Ralph brought him to the spot. We had the cameras. We just set up. We made the setting. Everything fast and easy. With the camera set up. We told him the hook. He's like, oh, easy. Boom, 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 boom.
And he was cool with the hook.
It was cool. He's like, oh, yeah. And I think because the Bay Area, they're lonely, you know?
Yeah.
And he loved the beat. And he did it. Then he did the interview for Spaz them. And that was it. They left. Dipped. Ralph took him to dinner.
Right.
And I saw him at the show, and I told him, hey man, I appreciate you doing that. And how much like what do you need? He's like, hey man, thank you for taking care of me and my wife. I got you.
Nice.
And
Loco
Moco took me to another stratosphere. Because
right.
now I'm doing a song with, at that time, Hyphy was huge. Tell Me Where to Go was like top 10, Hot 100 single.
Right.
And like, I think that's what eventually, like, people saw that, and they came back down.
Right.
DJ Etek came back down with them. We performed at the Shack Waikiki, sold it out.
Yeah.
And
you did a music video, same
music
time?
video, and Nana Cooley at Limited Addiction.
Yeah.
And like that took it to the next level. And like I remember dropping it. This is when Twitter first started.
Right.
E40 reposted it.
Ooh.
San Quinn jumped on the remix.
Oh.
And it was on my album Beyond Paradise.
Right,
That's kind of really when we went with Beyond Paradise, because we want to show like we could go beyond Paradise. And that right there, XXL magazine came out to Hawaii, and I guess it was at Power 104.3, and they were going through Casey and Taka.
Right.
And they were doing an article about artists coming down and recording in Hawaii. And this is the time when Kanye and Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And I guess they asked him, who's the hottest artist in Hawaii?
Yeah.
And right there in that section, you see IA, Osna. And I was like a teardrop coming down. I know, right? Yeah. Growing up looking at The Source and XXL, and then seeing my name in an article. And this is not an ad.
Yeah.
This is my name being mentioned as the hardest artist where I'm from.
Right.
Like flashing back to everything I've gone through.
Yeah.
And now a hip hop publication.
Yeah.
Like
it's
my
huge.
name on there. Like, I mean, shoot, dream come true. I mean, at that point, if I would have stopped, it would have been like, I think I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you kept going. So that song you did with Keek and with Osna, but like you even elevated even further. When you started, okay, BET, you could have just been like, I'm going to do BET. You could actually, a lot of Hawaiʻi hip hop guys would just
Reggae.
sit on that and be done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like, we'll make island music now. But you
Yep.
kept on rhyming. You kept on getting better. You work with Keek the Sneak. When you could have just straight gone with island,
Yeah.
right?
And that album too was a very hip hop too. Beyond Paradise. That's
Yeah.
when I first worked with Slap Symphony.
Right.
Shout out to DJ Drama who linked me with Ill Mind.
Yep,
I had a
yep.
beat from Ill Mind.
Ooh, yeah,
You know, and there at that time he was working with the Fort Alive, which is
Yep.
Slow Mo, Oos, and Mushmouth.
Yep. Still dope.
I think at that point I wanted the approval of the hip hop community here.
Hip hop.
Yeah. So that's why even Originals in the intro,
Right. Yeah.
like
yeah,
solidifying it. And yeah, I think when I hit that point, and then Spaz wanted to do this collaborative group project called Hawaii 5-0.
Okay.
Is where he had Osna remix all like old 80s
Yeah.
songs,
Yeah,
hip
yeah,
hop,
yeah.
and we did that. And I was just kind of tired at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not tired, but like.
But you've been grinding for what? That's like 10 years.
And I had my daughter.
straight,
I had my
right?
daughter and my son. You know, I was
Yeah,
married at the
right.
time. We did a lot, and I was still working 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And we did a lot, and you know, people around me, my family was like, "Hey,
What's next?
what's next? Like,
Yeah.
how do you like? It's I guess the word we're looking for. How do you monetize?
Yeah.
this, you know?
Yeah.
And Spaz has always wanted to like. At that point, he was ready to give up. Not give up this and that, but he was looking for somebody to take over.
Right.
So he was flirting with the idea of me becoming possibly a host.
Yeah.
But then he ended up getting me a gig for the show called Hawaii Prep Game Week.
Okay. Oh,
which
yeah. I
was-
remember that. Yeah.
I was a sports show
Yeah,
analyst,
yeah.
which is cool because I was trying to figure out what else I could do, you know?
Yeah.
And then like through that also, I ended up getting on Hawaii 5-0,
Right.
the actual show.
Right.
I forgot how I got into it. It was like not a mistake, but I was supposed to do something on there. Brent Anbe, somebody saw me and then took a second look in the casting office
Yeah.
and was like, "Do you want to read some lines?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Shoot,
What was the name of your character?
Jamie Kamaka."
Yeah, Jamie Kamaka.
And you know, like one
Did
of
you
my
have dreads? No, right?
no, I didn't have
no, you had
dreads.
dreads.
But one of my favorite artists, like my idols, is LL Cool J.
Yeah.
And I didn't pursue to become an actor, but
Yeah.
like that was that's a bucket list.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Heck yeah.
LL
Like,
Cool J's an
and it was an
actor.
actual character.
Right.
It wasn't like background.
Yeah.
I got my own trailer. I got my own like actor chair sitting next to Chai McBride and
That's
Daniel Day
crazy.
Kim and
Yeah,
Scott
yeah.
Kahn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a stunt double.
Right.
Like this was
You
it.
had a stunt
No, like,
double.
and then I was on OC16. So like, wait a second. I think I want to transition over to this.
Yeah.
So I made like this whole retirement thing. I had a song called Flight 808. So
Right.
like
Yeah, I remember
first
that.
album was
Yeah.
Kamaʻāina Classic,
Yeah.
the introduction. The second was called Another Day in the HI,
Right.
which was like the statement.
Right.
The third one was Beyond Paradise.
Right.
Shows I could take music beyond Hawaii.
Right.
The fourth one was Flight 808.
Right.
I'm coming home. Like,
Right.
everything I've learned, I'm coming home.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Osa did pretty much the whole project. There were some other producers too, JR Tracks. I don't know if he was ever in Beetroot.
I don't know. I don't
This young
think so.
cat from he really like Electric Sound.
Yeah.
Jim Hurdle. That's the first time I worked with Jim
Yep.
Hurdle.
Shout out to Jim.
But yeah, and I was like, I think this is it.
I forgot. You retired?
Yes, I retired.
I forgot.
I had a
forgot about
retirement
that.
party, everything, album.
I totally forgot.
Spaz even had like the special on OC16 for me.
I forgot.
We met, and that's when I met Joshua Mario. He was doing
Okay.
music videos for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You know, he would eventually go on to like to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I retired, and I went over to acting, and I think it was just I needed a break.
Yeah. Well, you've been grinding.
Yeah,
for
my
10
kids are
years.
older. I was
Right.
really involved with my kids.
Yeah.
My son was playing sports.
Yeah. You wanted to be there, present.
Yeah, be there, present, and yeah, man, we did the whole retirement thing, Flight 808. I was hosting a TV show
Right.
on OC16. Then I started doing commercials.
Right.
That started taking off, so I was like, I'm good. I took
Yeah.
off for like about a year, and then I forgot where I saw Jim Hurdle somewhere.
Right.
And I always write. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
always writing and stuff. But yeah. So Jim Hurdle reached out. He's like, "Oh, check out some beats." I was like, "Oh, cool." And I had something written
Right.
over this song with Mario called "Breakup." It was him and Gucci Mane, and the hook was like, "Love." I made a hook. I wanna make love on this beat, love on this beat tonight. It was just
Right.
more of a mumble.
Yeah.
And he played me a beat. I was like, whoa. And it had like a Robin Thicke sample.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this matches. But at the time, this is the time when Jordan T took off with Sunset Tonight. He had the biggest song.
Yeah, that song is still dope.
In Hawaii at the time. He was at number. It was like a J Boog's Let's Do It Again or Fia Love Me.
Yeah.
And my boy in the Bay Area went to one of his shows and he told Jordan T about me. He's like, yo, check out my boy IA. But I was not doing music anymore.
Right.
I wasn't doing music anymore. And so we actually started talking on I think it was when Instagram was just started coming around.
Right.
And I remember I had this song from Jim Hurdle.
Right.
This is like a year and a half after I retired.
Right,
I was done, almost 2 years, and I was doing these shows, just working and doing the acting, and I sent the song to Jordan T.
Yeah.
And he just had Sunset Tonight out.
Yeah.
Huge, biggest single in Hawaii.
Yeah, huge.
And he said, "Shoot, let's do it." Jumped on the song. That was his second single following the biggest song of Hawaii was "Love on This Beach."
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking. I was just like, "Oh, I liked it."
Yeah.
I was like, because me and Olsen always talked about it. People always talked about like you gotta have singing on it, a song to blow up here in Hawaii radio. And I was already far removed from having my songs played on radio. I was always on the mix shows. Like shout out to all the mix show DJs, Tech, 720, all those DJs. I don't want to miss anybody,
definitely.
but so I always had my music on there, but like to have regular rotation.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let's try it, And I haven't been doing music in a while, and I was like, I think that's where I was listening to music at the time. Like that's where my space was.
Right.
And I was older, and I was going through some stuff. I was going through a divorce. I was going through like relationships, and like that's where I was at in the time of my life,
Yeah.
And Jordan T jumped on the song. I was like, oh, this is dope. And I did my verses, and then I flew him down from Maui.
Right.
Because he was performing with Maoli at the time.
Okay.
The old Maoli. And we did the video.
Right.
Released it. This is where I found out the power of social media at that moment.
Right.
Of Instagram and stuff. Because in the video, Jordan T wore a farmer's market shirt.
Okay.
And at the time, farmer's market was like Hawaii.
Yeah.
They were like blowing up huge. So we put the song out. We drop it. Jordan T's wearing. Of course, the song is good. Everybody loves it.
So this is just a single.
Yeah, 2013,
and
14.
So Jim produced the beat.
Yeah, produced the beat.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
And so we released it, and the 2013 or 14.
Right.
Because I'd been done already 2011.
Yeah.
And then release it, and like, it's a good song.
Yeah. No.
But
it's a dope song.
The initial reaction was great, but then when Farmers Market Hawaii saw their shirt,
right,
and they started putting in all their social medias, like, woo, like it took, like that's where I witnessed, wow, this is the power of like going viral.
A brand, viral.
We did like, I think in like one day, like 10,000 like views. This is when we first can put videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like it took off. Then I think got to Island 98.5. It was reaching in places of KCCN where I've never been before.
Right, yeah.
I wasn't on island stations.
Yeah.
And Dr. Wiz at the time was working with Ray Jr.
Okay.
And that landed me on the Major Rager tour.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, now I guess I'm rapping again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now on the strength of this song, I end up on the Major Rager shows here on Oahu. Then they took me on tour with Rebel Soldiers, and I'm doing West Coast. And now I'm full-fledged back into it.
Oh, wow.
But now I have this new evolved sound.
Right.
Like it's like a R&B IA or smooth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like with island singers. And off the strength of that, so I met this guy named Hakuman.
Okay, yeah.
And we ended up doing, and he was with Farmers Market.
Right.
We ended up doing a song called Situations.
Yeah. I remember
that was like the alley-oops, that if Love on This Beach was the introduction to that new version of IA, that was like the statement.
Right.
Like people, boom. Of course, Spazza still had This and That. They're playing it on. So Love on This Beach got to be on This and That. It got to be in Overdrive Live.
Right. Yep.
It was still there, and it was on the radio, island stations, and then boom, Situations comes out, and now it's like this flash in the pan fire we have. I was like, now I'm on tour with Rebel Soldiers. Now I have this new fan base.
Right.
And then I continue that momentum, and I'm working at this point. I'm working with Osna did the Situations.
Right.
Hakuman played the beat, and then my boy Kazu. I think he did some of your beat roots.
Yeah. Kazu.
He slides me this beat that ended up working with Ja Maoli on.
Okay.
Can't Let Her Go.
Right. Yeah.
and then Peter T from New Zealand is hot now too.
Right.
I meet him over here in Hawaii, and we make a song, and now I have this EP of all these new this island collaboration project.
Yeah.
And it takes me to opens me to this new audience.
Right.
That I didn't have before. I mean, the IA and BT, when I was like, at that point, I was like 10 years prior.
Yeah.
You know? And this opens me up to a whole new look, feel, style. It's
feel like
just my evolution.
I mean, it's definite evolution. Did you feel you created a new sound? Kind of. I mean, it's not like it's new, but it's different.
People weren't doing it.
You got a formula.
Yeah,
yeah.
I found the formula. I found the formula, the tempo.
Yeah.
I found something. I don't think I found the formula yet.
Right. Yeah.
But there was like island sounds, almost like island reggae, but with raps on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't
reggae.
Corny. It wasn't like. What is that gimmicky rap?
Yeah.
It was like a real.
I was a vibe cat. It was a vibe cat. I was like, people, I wasn't used to being like.
No,
I wasn't used to having. I wasn't used to having a female fan base like that. You know what I mean? Which was cool because now, because I'm maniacal about human engagement with music.
Yeah.
So now what I did was I leveraged myself in ways where I could change my branding.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because now I got to see, a female's fanfare is different from men's fanfare.
100%. Yeah.
You know, before I was not so much trying to like gain the acceptance of like, because hip hop is masculine.
Yeah.
But now I have the awareness and attention from like the females too.
Right.
But they actually consume it differently.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really helped me understand human engagement more with what I was doing and how I was releasing it. You know what I mean? And those fans show up to shows differently. Right. And they stand in the front. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And they know the words.
Yeah, they know the words.
Lyrics,
and
dance.
And the cool thing about it was, like Tupac said, you know, you make music for the women, the men are gonna come. And like it was because you would think, like you said, it wasn't gimmicky, but like you would think men would be envious. Yeah. But like the boys would come up to me like, hey, brother, I love on this beat because it's me and my chick song. You know what I mean? Or situations, bro. Like, I love singing that to my chick. You know, and which was cool because now I got to see how I could tie into like the everyday local culture here. Yeah. Because, you know, hip hop in Hawaii in the beginning, it was rough, man. It wasn't like cool to do it. You know, people were. If you look at all the comments like in my early videos, man, it's wild. Yeah. It never really bothered me. I always had thick skin. But it was different to be accepted in that way, and that's when I had that new situation sound, I guess. Yeah. And then I ended up making a project.
You know, it's funny. I like that situation sound.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Did you just make that up now?
Just now. That was just now. Yeah.
Situation sound. Because, you know, on the real, dude, when I think about it and just reflecting now in this moment, and I'm listening to a lot of the newer cats, right? So 808 and all those cats.
You know, like, it's funny you say that because I was just talking. Somebody brought that up to me. It's like, maybe not me particularly sound wise, but the feel ushered in this new era.
No, yeah.
And like guys like Hakuman, who could sing and rap and carry a note, but it was also edgy and like he had swag.
Yeah.
I think us introducing that to the people help get people ready for what we have now, which is like 808s.
Yeah, because before you, like, you know, because I've always analyzed local music, right? I've always been in my spot and my place, and I appreciate it. I love it. I don't plan on going anywhere, but I always sit back and analyze because that's what you need to do. And before you created this new situation sound, it was always like rapping on a local music was always and a hip. They always reverted back to almost like a Sudden Rush. You know, Sudden Rush is real poignant, real punchy. Yep. You know what I mean? Like
anthematic.
Anthematic. You know, and right? Like, and nobody's really
style.
Nobody's really. And then when you created, I mean, you started doing your stuff with Jordan T, and then you consistently keep making these bangers, like this sound you created, and then you know 808 comes in. You know what I mean? And there's a whole bunch of
808, France Keys, Lels,
all those cats, all Hawaiian cats, all local brothers. And it's crazy because I don't know if they even
Hakuman was that. Even if they didn't, I don't know if it entered their awareness, but Hakuman was that before them.
No,
you know what I mean? And like,
cause I was trying to look for after he did a track with you, because I heard about him through Farmers. You did a track with him, and then
we did a project. We did a whole full-fledged project.
Yeah, I was waiting for more of his stuff. You know what I mean?
And he's a great artist.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times artists just are great at being artists.
Yeah.
The whole other side of the business, I mean, good, brother, super talented, but that side, it's not built for everybody. You know what I mean?
It's definitely.
That's why I was excited to do a whole EP with him, because I knew what he had.
Right.
And going into that EP, we continued that situation sounds, and we started finding our footing.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second. We have the formula. Because now everything we put out was like hit. One time hit. We did the weekend hit. Like it was just and it was killing it on, because now we have social media, right?
Right.
So Instagram, SoundClouds, Spotify hasn't really blown up yet, but like we were smashing these platforms, you know what I mean?
And your music started going out farther than Hawaii and the mainland,
West Coast started playing it, like
New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand.
Everything.
So with the Jordan T one really captured like New Zealand, Australia.
Oh, with Peter T.
You know, of course. And that took me outside of Hawaii, Pacific wise, that way.
Yeah.
But then also West Coast, like like when I did the Major Raja tour, like I was tripping out to see how much people outside of like up and down California, Vegas, that were rocking with my music. Then then you can see analytics. Now I see Oregon, Washington, and all of Nevada, Utah, you know, and it's growing. It's like, whoa, this is a new.
So you named those artists, those local artists you did, or not even international to this point.
Yeah.
So who else did you work with? I mean, you worked with so many artists, and on your second coming off your retirement.
So I had that Situations EP, and then I did a whole EP called Intentions with Hakuman, and then after that, because we had the song called One Time, and we did big numbers outside of Hawaii, you know what I mean? And it was like a kind of like a dance hall, slow wine type thing, and at that point I'm like, wait, now I think I found the formula, and then I meet this so through Island City, Island Block Radio, I meet this producer. Shout out to my boy DJ Green out in LA. He's from New Zealand originally, but he used to play football with this producer named Wilsta. Wilsta is a producer for Ariana Grande, LMA, DJ Snake, Clinton Sparks. Crazy. And he has an artist he brings out here to Hawaii, and he just wants to plug. So I bring him to the radio station, south of Vililangi, all the island stations. I set him up through my video guy, and he's like, oh, let's go to the studio. Kavit, you don't understand. We go to the studio. Osna gives us a spot to go check out, for him to like produce and stuff. We use Osna's old MIDI C audio. I forget what it was called, but he also brings out his interface. Yeah. And he's like, so what do you like? What kind of sounds? And then I kind of give him my idea, like, this is the tempo I want, like kind of like West Coast, but still some island sounds, and this, and this. Right in front of me, in a span of like 10 to 15 minutes, Wilsta creates the sound bed for Zubland.
What?
Right in front of me. He plays the keys, every instrument, drums and everything. I'm like, this is it. This is the sound I'm looking for. Like, this is it. Yeah. And at that point, I had a song called, I was inspired. I had a song for Zubland. I wrote Zubland already. And it was actually over a song Weekends with me and Hakuman. Okay. And I had met Sammy J through Peter T. Okay. Sammy J was gonna sing it. Ooh. But he wasn't available. Right. So we ended up using that song with Hakuman called The Weekend. Right. And then I was always held that Sammy J collab in my pocket. Like, hey, I'll wait for this. And then I had it written. I was inspired by Everyday People by Arrested Development.
Oh, nice.
And my sister was DJing in Cali at the time. Right. And she had started DJing for this artist named Leia Love. Okay. Come to find out, Leia Love's family is from First Road in Nanakuli. Nice. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll have her sing it. She's got Nanakuli roots. Yeah. You know what I mean? The song Zubland is about Nanakuli. Yeah. And she said she's down, came to Hawaii. I had the song, everything ready, the beat ready. And she came, she sang the hook, knocked it out. And the same day we shot the music video for her parts. Right. With Kyle Blas. Kyle Blas is from Guam. Yeah. And went down Nanakuli, shot it. And we needed a storyline, so I got my son and his friends. Right, yeah. They're 7th or 8th grade at the time, summertime. So we shot a whole storyline and everything. And at that time, 2019, I had just done Magnum PI. So I was busy, like, still doing some acting stuff too. I think I did Jumanji with The Rock. It was the first time doing something with him. But a couple other productions. And then, yeah, we did all that, set it up. I'd set up a whole rollout, music video, and then this was after the Hakuman thing, so I had a couple years off. And then boom, we released it. I did a sneak preview release at the Nanakuli school where my son then went to, Kamaʻāina.
Yeah.
Romeo Valentine from 929 The Beat came down. We did a whole like premiere there. And as soon as it ended there, with the kids and everything, it was wild. Like kids were going crazy. They got to see the video. And as soon as we finished it, we dropped the video online. And in one day, I think it was on Facebook. The next day I looked, I opened it up, and there was over 100,000 views, and like I think the engagement, like you can show like insights.
Yeah.
And I think there was like 200,000 or 300,000 like engagement, shares, likes, everything. So I was like, Romeo, like, look, like, how do I get this to Jamie Hyatt?
Yeah.
Like, this is like, there's numbers here.
Yeah,
there's engagement. Even like Instagram, it was all taken off, but like Facebook one was like, wow, like no ads, nothing, just boom. Showed to Jamie Hyatt. We brought it to Jamie Hyatt. They put me on the morning show with Full Circle with Sam the Man and Ryan and Becky Mitz, and we debuted Zubland on Hot 99 The Beat, and took off. We was on the regular rotation, and then I went on another run. That song right there, I ended up going on tour with Leia Love.
Right.
We did West Coast. We did open shows for Fiji. I ended up on a Asia tour. I went to Taiwan.
Right. Seen that, yeah.
Their indigenous council reached out, and
that's so cool.
Their theme was Aloha.
Right.
So they wanted some like Hawaiian performers. So I was one of the performers, and thousands of people was talking about like Coachella type stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And that kicked off like a third run of music.
That's insane.
Because I had the beginning, the Island Sound, then I had the Situation, Love on This Beach run, with Major Age, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then Zubland kicks off a whole nother run.
So you've been making music more. How long have you been releasing these singles after Zubland pretty consistently?
Oh yeah, I mean every year I like 2 or 3 a year.
Right.
Yeah.
And who the artists you work with from the Zubland on? Real quick, just try to get through. I mean, there's a lot of people.
Marcus from Nanakuli. We did Flags Up. We did that video with Keely Grace.
Yes. Yep.
At the with all the golf carts.
Right.
I did a song called Hard to Beat, and we shot it in Aloha Stadium.
Yeah.
Usbuski, who's popping now. I don't know if you've seen him. He's a producer.
No.
He's out like doing stuff with the next generation of bands and stuff.
Sheesh.
We had You with DJ Technique.
Yeah.
Shot that one with Keely Grace also. The Oos.
Right.
4x4.
Yep.
Dang, what else did I release? I feel
like
I released a lot.
That's why I'm like, we don't got time for everyone, so let's just try to get, because it's a lot. You went on, man. After that, Zubland, Zubland is just like bang, bang.
We get action.
Yep.
Hawaiian Time with Chief Raga.
That's right. Yeah.
Chief Raga and
Chief Raga
and Mr. Joshua. Shine Forever with Sons of Wakea.
That's right.
Hard Body. Let Me Know with TKO, which is Smax' son.
Right.
What was the group? Urban Joint. With Big T's. I did Chihu music with Poetic.
Right.
And Jay Shu. Poetic is a huge artist from
Shout
Samoa.
to Jay Shu.
Backyard Party with Mahina.
Right.
I did Osna sampled Wahine Ilikea. We did Kaika Mahine.
That's right.
This is my Father's Day song.
Yep.
808 Freestyle with Devin.
Right.
Dev Chef. I had my
Shout
album.
to Dev.
I did my 15-year anniversary album.
Right,
The Kamaʻāina Classic Experience. we did the 15th anniversary show, year anniversary show. Shoot, that album right there had major collaborations too. I mean, the Us was on there. Shianti. She was not popping up, but
But you always had a thing. I talked about this earlier about when people helped you out and seen something in you. You always did the same thing. Because a lot of people you work with either were already established and they see your grind because, you know, like minds.
Oh, I forgot Nana Cooley's Sons with Chris Styles.
Yeah, with Chris
That was a
Styles.
big one. It was dope to hear. The dope thing about like being from a community and like, you remember we talked about that, that support is like, you know, I remember those times in Cali and Florida where the local people would support the regional music. Like driving through Nana Cooley and hearing, or like going to like this past year at the Nana Cooley graduation, hearing Zubland play. Or driving through and you hear Nana Cooley's Sons play. You know, that's
chicken skin.
Yeah, chicken skin moments. Like, this is what I'd rather be a regional artist for my community than anything, you know?
Dude, you can make a living off being regional.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Look at, I'm E40, dude. If he never sold a record or two short outside of the Bay, they're millionaires.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So what's next? So you've been through this journey of your music, and we hit everything pretty much. I think good enough.
Yeah, I hit a lot of stuff. There's some stories I wanted to include, but that you know, maybe save for another topic.
Yeah,
because I've had so many runs with celebrities and like, but I think that's kind of going off topic of the journey.
Yeah, but I mean those things like, it's just part of the journey.
But I guess it was good for me to explain like the grind, what I was willing to do to make it happen, and like I wanted to talk about the radio thing too, with Sean Lynch showing like, you know, it could happen here, and like. And talking about like finding the sound and figuring out the tempo. Like I at Zubland, I think even though I had a great run from 2014 2017 with that sound, I think with the finding Zubland is the tempo and the style as far as presenting. Like if people want to hear like, what is like a Hawaiʻi hip hop sound? Yeah. You know, from there on out, from with that. But
it's crazy because it took you 15 years plus to figure that out, right? And it wasn't just like.
But but look at E40. What was he before? I mean, before Tell Me When to Go, what was the sound? You know, like, because they had they had the San Francisco mob music and stuff, and like, I just look at a lot of the independent, like, because I'm independent, right. Because if I were to take some of like these opportunities, because there was opportunities when I had the Keek Locomoco that major labels came across, like, or not super major, but there was like label situations that came across my table. There was even a moment in time where there was rumblings of a G Unit Pacific, and my name was in the hat. You know, like, who would I be? What would they have changed my sound, or what would we have built? True. So I think I had to go through everything I'd gone through in order to get where I'm at today, and to show like the new cats. Because I mean, I do. Like you said, man, I love working with the new artists. I feel like there's so many dope people.
So dope, dude.
And just like how guys threw me a bone and like helped me out. Yeah. You know, I feel like, you know, I had this conversation with Chris Styles, or I think it was Mox, that I'm at a place where, or Chris Styles and Mox, but we're at a place where our mission is more so upholding the integrity, but like helping the next generation, like skip a few of the mistakes we had, you know, pull them to the side, you know what I mean, and maybe, because for me, I want to see these guys go farther than I took it, because I can't do this forever, you know what I mean. There's gonna be a time where like, you know, shoot, I don't want to make the music anymore, but I want to enjoy your guys'. I want you guys to continue the legacy, you know what I mean.
So what would you tell the next generation, like, you know, after they listen to this, or what could be a few steps that they could take to kind of figure out where they want to go with their music?
Recognize that this is music business. Identify your sound, you know, like figure out who you are as an artist, and like really like magnify that. You know, and be that to 1,000%. You know what I mean? I wear this to every show, everything.
True,
you know, understand the marketing, the branding, building relationships. It's a networking. Your network is your net worth. You know what I mean? Yeah. And figuring out a sound, and don't forget where you came from. And it's okay. Like Spooks told me in the beginning, like, it's okay. Right? We're Hawaiian. Yeah. We rap. Yeah. Be that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, wherever you're from, we're from Kali, be that. Right. Figure out if people like don't like what you're doing, I mean, figure out how to. You got to figure it out. Yeah. Figure out a sound. Keep shooting shots. You're not gonna know until what works or what makes it until you keep figuring it out. You know, be thick skin. Yep. Be on the grind. If you really want this, you gotta be like, I hate to sound crazy, but you gotta be willing to die for it. You know what I mean? There was a point where, like I said, I invested in myself, $10,000.
Lose sleep. Be broke.
Yeah, be broke.
Sacrifice relationships. Try to mend those relationships after you sacrifice.
Yeah, everything, man. And everybody's shoots, and you gotta. It's a long journey. It's
Yeah,
not. It's not a overnight success takes 10 years. You know what I mean? You're here today, gone tomorrow. You don't want a quick come up, and everything goes back to the music.
Right.
You gotta love the music too.
Yeah.
This is not the get rich quick scheme. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta be into the art, love your art, stand on your art, and I think the biggest thing. Okay, if there's one thing I could say, don't be too hard on your art to where like you never put it out. Put it out. Let that be a timestamp. Learn from it. Get better. Build. Grow stronger.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And on that note,
Yep.
IA, anything else you got to say, IA, before we bounce?
No, man. Hey, thank you. Mahalo, ALANUI MELE.
Yep.
Shout out to Kavit. I appreciate you. And shout out to everybody who's been with me along my journey, supported me. And mahalo for supporting Hawaiʻi hip-hop.
Yes, indeed. Thank you guys for listening and watching ALANUI MELE on PBS Hawaiʻi. I'm your host, Kavit the Catalyst. That's IA. Check you guys on the next one. Peace. And that's it. Another episode of ALANUI MELE, Hawaiʻi Hip-Hop History on PBS Hawaiʻi. Big up and respect to IA, the Kamaʻāina Classic, on stopping on into the podcast. Check out our other episodes or other programs on PBS Hawaiʻi at www.pbshawaii.org or on all our social media platforms. I'm your host, Kavit the Catalyst, and this is ALANUI MELE, Hawaiʻi Hip-Hop History on PBS Hawaiʻi. Peace. Aloha.